consultant. In the market for a new dentist? Look no further than Hirsch Family Dentistry in Mount Carmel. Doctors Allison and David and their professional staff provide comprehensive dental care for patients of all ages. Your dental health and hygiene are very important, and regular dental checkups will keep your smile bright. Most insurance plans are accepted. Hirsch Family Dentistry, 138 South Market Street, Mount Carmel. Give them a call at 570-339-3423 or check them out on Facebook, Hirsch Family Dentistry in Mount Carmel. Aaron's, located at 152 State Route 901, Cole Township, has all of your favorite brands with the Aaron's low price guarantee. Shop your favorite electronics, furniture, appliances, and more when you visit the Cole Township Aaron's store. No credit is needed, and you can choose the lease ownership plan that works for you. Cole Township Aaron's also offers free delivery and setup, and you'll always get the highest level of service, satisfaction guaranteed. Call 570-648-9700. Visit Aaron's at 152 State Route 901, Cole Township, or shop online at aarons.com.
Back here as both teams are moments away from taking the field, and we're going to bring you tonight's starting lineups thanks to...
The starting lineups are being brought to you by D.W. Kelsey's Deli and Hoagies, 545 North 6th Street.
Starting tonight, we'll start with the visiting Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes defense. Mount Carmel comes in tonight with a 7-0 record. Mount Carmel going to come out in a 3-4 base defense tonight. Defensive tackle, senior Nick Nestico. Number 71, number 58, nose tackle, Kellen Geary. The Red Tornado defensive line at linebacker, number 15, Jacob Schultz. And number 28, Al Bailey. They'll be the outside linebackers tonight. And inside, we have number 3, Maddox Reed, and number 6, Drew Jagodzinski. In the secondary for the Red Tornadoes, cornerbacks tonight will be number 10, Xavier Diaz, and number 4, Michael Farinato. At the strong safety, we have number 1, Chase Belichick, and at free safety, number 14, Garrett Verano. On offense for the 7-0 Red Tornadoes, they will run a multiple number of offensive formations. On the offensive line, left to right, left tackle, number 77, Noah Shimko. Left guard, number 58, Kellen Geary. Number 70, center, Michael Langton. Number 72 at right guard, Maddox Lamas. And at right tackle starting tonight will be number 71, Nick Nestico. Tight ends, number 88, Matt Chicatano, and number 15, Jacob Schultz. I'm going to call them wide receivers. They're kind of play everywhere. Number 14, Garrett Verano, a senior, and number 4, Michael Farinato, also a senior. At the running backs, we have number 10, Xavier Diaz, number 24, Luke Blessing. They'll play a tailback, wingback role, and at fullback, number 44, Ryan Widener. And to cap things off for the Red Tornadoes offense, making another start tonight after the injured Cole Spears went down with an unfortunate season-ending injury tonight. Matthew Belichick, number 2, he'll handle quarterback duties for the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes.
D.W. Kelsey's Deli and Hoagies, 545 North 6th Street, Shamokin. Open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Offers hot and cold hoagies, assorted deli meats and cheeses, deli salads including macaroni and potato, homemade soups, rice pudding, chips, pretzels, and a variety of drinks. Party trays are also available. D.W.'s Kelsey's Delis and Hoagies afford you the option to dine in, take out, or phone 570-648-3354 with your order for pickup or delivery. A $10 minimum and $3.50 fee apply for delivery. D.W. Kelsey's Deli and Hoagies. Across from Wise Markets in Shamokin, they put the deli in delicious.
And for the home team, the Southern Columbia Tigers, they come into tonight's matchup with a 5-2 overall record on defense for the Tigers. They're going to run a 4-4 base defense. On the D-line, defensive ends, number 14, Tyler Arnold, and a freshman getting the nod tonight, number 41, Ethan Mikowski. Inside at defensive tackle, 76, Nevin Deal, and senior captain, number 74, Chris Treshok. The 4 linebackers tonight, we're going to have number 2, Carter Madden, and number 39, Gavin Krebs, taking the place for the injured Wes Barnes as our outside linebackers. Inside, returning starter, number 32, sophomore Dominic Fedorov will lead the inside backers. And a recent change has Colden Bloom, number 31. He's going to play the other inside linebacker position, replacing Garrett Garcia. Going to have a rotation of guys in the secondary tonight. We're going to see Jake Tuzleski, number 8, number 6, Jake Hoy, number 24, and at safety for the Tigers, number 26, Loudon Murphy. On offense for the Tigers, left to right on the offensive line, number 64, Logan Sherrow. Left tackle, left guard, number 54, Jude Bremigen. At the center, we have a rotation tonight. Number 58, Embar Kavich. Number 52, Robert Long, will split the snapping duties, number 72, right guard Brett Horton, and Chris Treshok, the right tackle tonight for the Tigers. Ryan Kerstetter, he's going to be the starting tight end, backed up by Colden Bloom, number 31. At wide receiver, senior captain Jake Tezleski, junior, number 6, Jake Coy, and junior Kyle Crispin. They will rotate periodically throughout the game. In the backfield, number 20, Jack Biermoss. He's going to replace the injured Wes Barnes again at fullback. Rotation at the right halfback position, Carter Madden, number 2, and number 26, Loudon Murphy. They'll split there, and obviously left halfback, number 24, senior Braden Wisłowski. Play calling duties under center tonight for the Tigers, junior number 10, Blake Wise.
The starting lineups were brought to you by DW's Kelsey's Deli and Hoagies, 545 North 6th Street, Shamokin, where they put the deli in delicious.
We'll bring you the keys to victory in our thoughts here tonight. But first, we're going to take another 2-minute break. You're listening to the best of Cole Region High School football on the Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Studio 207, located at 707 North Liberty Street in Shamokin, celebrates over 3 decades in business. Christy, Danielle, Colette, Ashley, Bethany, and Alicia are happy to welcome Carson Hauser, Nail Tech, offering all nail services, including gel manicures and pedicures. Studio 207 offers haircuts, color, and styling for men, women, and kids. Also now offering eyelash extensions and other lash services. Open Tuesday through Saturday by appointment only. Call 570-644-1277 for your appointment. You can also find them on Facebook, Studio 207 North Liberty Street, Shamokin. At Weaver's Tire Service Incorporated, their number one priority is customer satisfaction. Family owned and operated since 2010, they have served the Susquehanna Valley and surrounding communities with great service, high quality products, and professional installations. Weaver's, conveniently located at 411 Point Township Drive in Northumberland, is open Monday through Saturday. Shop for passenger and commercial tires, including farm, industrial, and OTR, online at weaverstires.com. Given the vast selection of tire brands, you're sure to find the replacement set that fits your needs. Call 570-473-3380. Weaver's Tire Service Incorporated in Northumberland. Are you looking for life, auto, home, or business insurance? If so, the Verano Insurance Agency is the place to go. To better serve you, the Verano Insurance Agency has offices located at 110 South Oak Street in Mount Carmel and at 2 West Independence Street in Shamokin. For the Mount Carmel office, call 570-339-4609. In Shamokin, the number to call is 570-644-0401. Verano Insurance Agency with offices in Mount Carmel and Shamokin. Looking to sell scrap, including aluminum, copper, or brass? Well, the place to go is Stone Road Iron and Metal, located at 346 Rose Road in Paxinus, near Shamrock Mills. Do you want to get rid of that old junker? Stone Road Iron and Metal offers automobile crushing and will be happy to get rid of that vehicle for you. For roll-off service, containers, buying all types of scrap, and automobile crushing, it's Stone Road Iron and Metal, 346 Rose Road in Paxinus, near Shamrock Mills. Give them a call at 570-672-9209.
We're back here live from Tiger Stadium, where for the 31st time, dating back to 1996, these two historic programs, the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel area and the Tigers of Southern Colombia, are ready to clash. I see up above me on the hill, both locker room doors have opened. Coaches have emerged, so we're going to see the teams coming on the field in a few moments. And obviously, the key is winning this game, and we're going to go to Mike Ferlazza for his thoughts on the key to Mount Carmel area winning this one.
Yeah, keys I see is I think Mount Carmel area has to sustain some drives early. They got to get Matt Belichick some confidence from the quarterback position. Matt making his third start. Each start has gotten progressively tougher as he went from Midwest decided underdog to Hughesville last week, which had a pretty good defense, and now obviously at Southern Columbia his stiffest test. So get him some early success and sustain some drives, because let's face it, right now the Red Tornadoes aren't sure they can beat the Tigers because of the dominance they've had. They also need to limit the big mistakes, particularly turnovers. They played pretty well turnover-free so far, and play some stout run defense. I mean, that's where it starts up front for Southern Columbia. And Mount Carmel has been susceptible a little bit to the running game on defense a few times this year, so they'll have to do a good job of forcing Southern Columbia into some second and third and long situations.
So that's Mount Carmel area. They come in 7-0, but the Tigers have beaten the Red Tornadoes 14 straight times, the longest winning streak in this rivalry, as Southern Columbia leads overall 22 wins to the Red Tornadoes 8. And now, Casey, your thoughts on Southern Columbia winning as for the first time in a while, the underdogs, which will be a 15th straight win in this rivalry.
Yeah, not to piggyback too much off of Mike there, but I think the biggest key for Southern tonight is to limit the mistakes, limit turnovers and penalties. I think we've seen in every game that's gotten a bit tough for the Tigers this year, there's been a critical turnover, penalty that puts them far behind the sticks, a mistake of some sort that's really shut down offensive drives. I think it's going to be key, and obviously what's going to be a tough matchup here against Mount Carmel tonight to limit those type of plays. And secondly, Dave, I think more than anything, they just have to play with pride. I know it's something that Coach Roth, Coach Mills, and the entire staff preaches time in and year out, really, and it's something that I think maybe has been lacking at times this year. I don't think there's any question that the Tigers have the talent to compete with just about anybody on the field. When things get tough in tonight's game, I think it's important that they continue to play hard and play with pride.
And it looks like the cheerleaders are getting ready here. We talk about the history, guys, and it starts at the running back positions. You want to talk about traditions of running the football in Mount Rushmore's, Mount Carmel area and Southern Columbia each have that at their respective schools. Mount Carmel has 15 players that have rushed for over 2,000 yards in their career. Mike Aaronsfield, Bob Veach Sr., Al Bailey, Henry Hynoski Sr., Justin Pulowski, Tony Mazzatesta, Shane Widener, Myrick Lamb, Bobby Joe Niglio, and Kyle Karicki all rushed for over 2,000 yards. Joe Sinkovich, over 3,000 yards. John Ayers, Gary Diminick, over 4,000 yards. Brett Veach, over 5,000 yards. And their all-time leading rusher is John Veach with 7,103 yards. That's impressive, but what the Tigers have done, they have 26 backs to rush for over 2,000 yards in program history. Two of those players are currently on the roster, Wes Barnes and Braden Wisłowski. Barnes right now 2,599 yards, but we don't know if his season and career is over. Braden Wisłowski over 2,300 yards. Other 2,000-yard rushers for the Tigers, Kyle Conahan, Tyrell Thomas, Mark Yurkovich, Nate Chicatano, Joe Murphy, Mike Zimmerman, Tyler Levan, Nate Rodarmel, Blake Marks, Jake Morton, Brandon Traw, Dave Michaels, Scott Bloom, Steve Roth. 3,000-yard rushers for the Tigers, Adam Feudale, Butch Romanowski, Sean Gall, and Hunter Thomas. Southern Columbia, 4,000-yard rusher, Jay Drumheller. And the Tigers are the only team in Pennsylvania history to have 5 guys run for over 6,000 yards. Rico Rosini, 6,413 yards. And then the Tigers have a trio of guys in the 7,000-yard range. Jerry Marks, 7,075 yards, was the most in state history when he graduated in 1988. Henry Hynoski, 7,165 yards, and Gavin Garcia, who graduated last year, 7,220 yards. Southern Columbia's all-time leading rusher is Gage Garcia with 8,232 yards, and it's only fitting that Southern Columbia is honoring their all-state linemen here tonight. So the Mount Carmel Area Red Tornadoes are making their way onto the field. The Tigers of Southern Columbia have made their way onto the field, and we're going to take our final break, and we'll be back to get ready for kickoff.
Your first stop for new appliances for your home should be Chicatano Ace Hardware, 27 North Oak Street, Mount Carmel, where they specialize in name brand appliances. The staff has years of experience in the appliance industry. What that means for you is a knowledgeable salesperson and reasonable prices. Call 570-339-1453 or stop by and talk appliances with the experienced and knowledgeable staff at Chicatano Ace Hardware, 27 North Oak Street, Mount Carmel, where they service what they sell. Do you suffer from neck, back, or shoulder pain? Do you experience pain, numbness, or tingling in your arms or legs? Is your lifestyle hampered by headaches? If so, you could be like tens of thousands of other people who have found relief from these and other ailments through chiropractic care. Give Dr. Philip Manny of the Manny Chiropractic Clinic, 44 North Market Street in Shamokin a call at 570-644-2225 to schedule your appointment. Most insurance is accepted, including auto and workers' compensation. That phone number again is 570-644-BACK. The Black Diamond Sports Network would like to thank the Bernie Romanowski chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame for their support of our broadcast schedule. The Bernie Romanowski Chapter Hall of Fame annually recognizes the accomplishments of athletes from Line Mountain, Our Lady of Lourdes, Shamokin area, and Southern Columbia. For more information on the Hall of Fame, contact Bernie Romanowski Jr. The Academy Sports Center is a proud supporter of all area teams. The Academy Sports Center is your area headquarters for customized apparel for all team sports. They also feature a complete selection of t-shirts, sweats, hats, hoodies, and other school logo items. If you need trophies or plaques, they can make them on site to suit your needs. Stop in and see the friendly, personable owners and staff at Academy Sports Center, located at 18 South Oak Street, Mount Carmel, or give them a call at 570-339-3399. Let's get ready to rumble with the best sports coverage in the Valley. Pick up a copy of the News Item Weekender for the most comprehensive high school sports coverage. No one can beat the News Item in local news and sports coverage. Pick up a copy at the newsstand, or better yet, subscribe and have it delivered right to your front door. Online e-editions are also available. Don't delay and subscribe today. Visit www.newsitems.com for details. The News Item, your local hometown newspaper.
Other games tonight featured on the Black Diamond Sports Network. Shamokin area is at Central Colombia, an important game for both squads as they are looking to make the playoffs. That game can also be heard on Bill 95.3. And an interesting matchup, undefeated Danville hosts Berwick. Casey and I did the game, first game of the season, when the Bulldogs were leading the Tigers before about a 2-hour lightning delay, when the Tigers stormed back to win that one in the opener, and Mount Carmel area hasn't played either of those teams, and we also mentioned how Danville gave Southern Columbia their worst loss in terms of points given up since Gerald Ford was in office in 1976. Now, I say that, some people might be thinking, wait, Southern's never given up more than 49 points since then. They have. Just so happened they won those games. One of the memorable games, Phil Manny, our CEO, who's in the booth with us tonight, he called it with me. Back in 2015, Southern Columbia beat Montoursville 56-50 on this field. And the All-State linemen are being honored right now. One of them is Casey Savitsky's younger brother, Carson Savitsky, who graduated last year. One of the many All-Staters and seniors, Gabe Leffler, another All-State lineman last year, being honored. So Southern Columbia certainly had to replace a lot more, Casey, than what Mount Carmel area has. And you hate to keep harping on it, but the loss of Garrett Garcia and Wes Barnes has just been massive.
It's not something the Tigers have quite yet been able to figure out how they're going to replace the two All-State linemen that graduated standing on the field, or the two injured All-State caliber players that are going to be in street clothes on the sidelines. Obviously, you got to move on with the season. I think the Tigers have an awesome opportunity tonight to maybe make things right, get this season kicking off with their arch rival, the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes, coming in, certainly smelling blood in the water tonight.
And at this time, if V99.7 wants to take a minute break, we're going to tune in to the singing of the national anthem by the Southern Columbia Area High School Chorus. A nice rendition by the Southern Columbia Chorus, and we from the Black Diamond Sports Network always would like to thank the troops that have served, are serving, or will serve to make this great United States of America what it is today in the red, white, and blue, the land of the free. And the captains here eventually, when the chorus is off the field, will be making their way onto the field. But until the chorus exits, we're going to take another break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7 bringing you up to kick off the 31st edition of the Backyard Brawl.
Do you want to make a difference in a child's life? Well, now you can by becoming a mentor with Pennsylvania Mentor. Pennsylvania Mentor places children in need of homes with caring people who we call mentors. Mentors come from all walks of life. Mentors are people just like you. To learn more about how you can make a difference and become a mentor with Pennsylvania Mentor, call Jennifer at 570-213-1748 or go to www.makeadifferenceathome.com. That's 570-213-1748 or makeadifferenceathome.com. Change a child's life. Become a mentor. If you are looking to score a touchdown with a new bank, pass the ball over to UNB Bank, locally owned and operated for over 115 years. UNB Bank provides checking and savings solutions, mobile banking, and low fees. UNB Bank also provides lending that's local with quick response time on applications because decisions are made locally. Score that extra point today with UNB Bank. UNB Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sunbury Motors has been the area's total automotive solution since 1915. The North 4th Street Auto Plaza, Sunbury has an unbeatable selection of new Fords and Hyundais. Sunbury Motors Kia is the #1 Kia dealer in central Pennsylvania and is located on the Golden Strip in Hummel's Wharf. For your next vehicle visit, Sunbury Motors at the North 4th Street and Auto Plaza Sunbury, Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 Hummel's Wharf, or go online at www.sunburymotors.com. Bloom Heating LLC, located at 854 Center Street, Cole Township, is your #1 source for heating oil delivery. Off-road diesel fuel, boilers, warm air, and ductless AC. Bloom Heating LLC is family-owned and operated and has been providing quality service since 1995. Owner Brett Bloom and his staff will meet all of your heating and cooling needs. They even offer a 24-hour emergency service. Call them at 570-644-3780. Bloom Heating LLC on Center Street in Tharptown.
We're back here. The captains just left the field. Southern Columbia won the toss and deferred, so the Mount Carmel Area Red Tornadoes offense will take on the Southern Columbia defense here to start this game. I had a feeling whichever team won the toss was going to defer, because in a matchup like this, you want to try and get the momentum heading into halftime and then have the ball to start the third quarter. So Isaac Carter, and Casey, we've been marveling over his kicking ability this season. He has just been sensational kicking the ball off, touchback after touchback.
He's been incredible, Dave. In my research this week, I tried to pin a number on how many touchbacks he has. Wasn't able to locate that stat, but I think me and you agreed, right? Easily over 50% of his kickoffs have been touchbacks. We're ready to go here, Dave. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be a great game tonight.
Carter has kicked it off, and we are off. This one's going deep, and it's going to be returnable by Xavier Diaz right at the 1 yard line. He's to the outside. He's across the 30. He's across the 40. He's across midfield, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds by the Tigers kicker, but a huge return by Xavier Diaz, and we have to wait here because there is a flag on the play, and usually when that happens, the ball is going to be coming back.
While we wait for the call, Dave, it's something that we've also, as we do have a hold on Mount Carmel, is going to come back. We've mentioned when Carter hasn't been able to get the ball into the end zone, the Tigers kickoff team has been very susceptible to giving it big plays. There, Diaz shot out of a cannon to start this one. It's going to come back, but boy, if you're Mount Carmel, you like to see that speed and explosion early on here.
So we'll see where they spot the ball. It would have been close to the Tiger 30. It's all the way back now at the Red Tornadoes 26-yard line, so a huge change in field for the Red Tornadoes to start here. And we're going to get Matt Belichick under center. He's replacing Cole Spears, who injured himself earlier in September. Belichick out of shotgun. Diaz goes in motion. Handoff goes to Diaz, and he's going to be stood up right around the line of scrimmage. Looks like coming up from the pile, Gavin Krebs along with Colden Bloom.
Tried to get a little counter play going there to start things off, running up the gut. Tiger defense not going to bend there. Nice stop to start things off. Host the Tigers in there to make the play.
And we're expecting a lot of different Red Tornadoes to touch the football as they've spread the wealth a lot this season. Same type of formation here. Now it's going to go to Farinado, He's going to get across the 30, the 40, cross midfield, finally brought down a first down for the Red Tornadoes as he picks up, we'll call it 29 yards for Farinado. A huge run by the senior.
Inside reverse there to Farinado. We mentioned in the pregame he'll line up all over the field. Comes into tonight's game 192 yards on the season. That time finding a big hole. Finally brought down by the Tigers secondary. Big play to start things off here for Mount Carmel.
1st and 10. Red Tornadoes early in this one from the Tiger 43. It's going to be a pitch this time to Diaz. He's going to try and get the edge. Good pursue there, but he does pick up couple of yards there. He's going to be inside the 40 to the 39. We'll give him 4 yards on his second carry.
4 yards for Diaz there. Nice job by the Tiger defense stringing it out, not allowing a whole lot on the stop for Southern Columbia. That time their leading tackler, Dominic Fedorov, the 6'1", 205-pound sophomore, comes into tonight's game. 75 tackles on the year. He makes the stop to bring up second down.
Fedorov was an all-state selection last year along with Garrett Garcia, who is out, obviously. This time it's a fake handoff. Belichick's going to throw it to a wide-open Garrett Verano. He's going to make the catch, and he's inside the 10. We'll see where they spot it. Verano, the leading receiver, takes it from the 39 all the way to the 8. So a 31-yard connection to the leading receiver for the Red Tornadoes.
Verano finds himself wide open on a post route up the middle. Not sure who was losing Verano in coverage there. I don't think Matt Belichick, if you asked him, it was the nicest pass he ever threw, but Verano was so wide open. Mount Carmel into the red zone for the first time tonight. And this crowd, the Mount Carmel crowd, is loving it to start here, Dave.
Belichick here is going to hand the ball up the middle, and it's going to be close. Is he in? It's a fumble. It's recovered by the Tigers. A huge break as Loudon Murphy recovers the fumble. Luke Blessing fumbled it at the 1-yard line, and the Tigers catch a break as Loudon Murphy recovers the fumble.
Oh, the Tigers catch a huge break there. Mount Carmel dominating first drive. But in the research this week, we found Mount Carmel 15 fumbles on the year, 9 of them lost. A lot of costly fumbles throughout the year for Mount Carmel. They do it again in the red zone there. Tigers catch a massive break. Mount Carmel not able to score on the opening drive after looking really dominant there to start things off.
And a very, very heads-up play there by Loudon Murphy, keeping it in the end zone, so the Tigers will get a touchback, and the ball will be out at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers, as we see Blake Wise under center here. Handoff goes to Braden Wisloski. He gets a couple yards as Farinado tackles him after a gain of about 3.
You know the Tigers are going to rely on the back of Braden Wisloski here early and often tonight. Tigers leading rusher, leading receiver on the season, coming in over 860 yards on the ground, 160 catching the ball. It's going to be a heavy dose of Wisloski, I'd imagine, here from Coach Roth and his Southern Columbia offense.
So it's going to be 2nd and 7 here. 8:55 left in the first quarter. Double reverse goes to Murphy. He's going to try and get to the outside, finding his blockers. Good patience there by Murphy as he's going to pick up the first down out to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Southern Columbia.
Yeah, I thought the Mount Carmel defense did a good job of stringing out the inside reverse. Jacob Schultz, outside linebacker for Mount Carmel, looked to be in position. Like you mentioned, though, Dave Murphy showing some great patience, cuts it back up inside, pick it up enough for a big first down, I think, for Southern to get things rolling here. 1st
and 10, Tigers from their 35-yard line as Wise is under center. Southern Columbia runs that famous wing T that's been successful for so long. Handoff up the middle to Jack Biermas, and he's going absolutely nowhere as senior captain Nick Nestico meets him in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Nick Nestico, the returning All-Stater, he's not going to have any of that. Southern offensive lineman Logan Sherrow found himself on the ground, and then his running back, Jack Biermas, found himself on the ground. Nestico blowing up the play for a huge loss for Mount Carmel.
Southern's offensive line on the left side has struggled this season. The right side's the experience in returning starters. Chris Treshok, a 3-year starter, and Brett Horton, a 2-year starter. Wisloski in motion. He's going to try and get the edge. Not much happening there. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Good disciplined defense there by the Red Tornadoes' left side.
Nice job there. trying to get Wisławski into some space there on the jet sweep. Mount Carmel snuffed that one out from the get-go. Not much going, doing a nice job stringing that thing out. And again, we harped on it as a key to the game early. You know, big negative plays, turnovers, penalties going to be crucial for both teams here. And a big negative play on first down is really going to make things tough for this Tiger offense to deal with what has been a dominant Mount Carmel defense through this point in the season.
3rd and 10, a passing situation here for the Tigers. As Wise is back to pass, he looks, he fires, it's intercepted by Diaz, so Mount Carmel area will get good starting field position here to start their second possession. Good patience there by Diaz, and the junior intercepts the ball at the Tornado 44.
Yeah, Diaz playing over the top of Wisławski. I guess Wise was trying to get it to Wisławski on a corner route there, overthrows him by quite a bit on that play. Easy interception, one of the easiest Diaz is ever going to have in his career, giving him 2 now on the season. Turnover for each side here to start things off. Maybe a little nerves, maybe a little... I'm not sure what, David. A little sloppy at times, maybe. But nonetheless, Mount Carmel going to take this one back over near midfield. They were dominant until they fumbled the ball away on their first drive.
Diaz looked like a center fielder there for you baseball fans that follow the Phillies or Yankees in the postseason right now, as Belichick tosses it to Blessing, and Blessing's going to break one tackle. Nice run there, about 7 on Blessing's second carry after coughing up his first one after gaining 7 as well.
Interesting there by Derek. He's going to go right back to Blessing. He coughed it up in the red zone. He wants to show that he has confidence in the back. Blessing coming into tonight's game with 335 yards and 6 TDs on the season. He picks up a nice gain there, keeping the feet moving, making a couple Tiger defenders miss.
So the ball is just in Tiger territory at the 49-yard line. 2nd and 3 here as both teams traded turnovers to start this game. Pitch to Blessing, same type of play. This one's read nicely by Gavin Garcia as Blessing flips over the benches. Wasn't any late hit there, just the momentum of a couple Tigers taking Blessing out, and he's limping a little bit here as he's running off the field. We hope the young man is okay for sure. Blessing comes in as just a sophomore, and he's going to lose a yard on the play, bringing up a 3rd down and about 4. We'll call it a long 3.
Yeah, it looked like he took a tough hit on the Southern Colombia benches over there. Hope the young man's okay. Going to be a big 3rd down here for Mount Carmel.
Handoff goes to Diaz. He gets through the initial hole. Going to pick up a 1st down. However, there is a penalty on the play, and where it was thrown, I'm assuming it has to be a hold, and it is a hold. So take the 1st down off the board. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes. Their 2nd holding call already in this game. The first one on the opening kickoff when Diaz had a long return. So Mount Carmel area shooting themselves in the foot with some holds here early on.
Yeah, that time didn't see it initially, but I did see Tiger defensive tackle Chris Cheshok on his back. I'm assuming that's where the hold was. Diaz with a couple nice bursts of speed to start things off. He just can't get a play off without getting a penalty called. Now Mount Carmel behind the sticks. Let's see how they attack here. Both teams finding themselves 3rd and longs early on.
5:50 to play in this one in the first quarter. Scoreless. Mount Carmel area 3rd and 13 from the 41. Belichick back to pass.
Oh boy.
He throws it up, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Kyle Chrisman had an easy interception there. Almost like he gave up on the play.
Yeah, Dave, obviously we do all the Southern Columbia games. It seems like that's been a theme. You don't want to harp on the young man, but it has been a theme.
He's saying
looks like he lost it in the lights maybe. I said, oh boy, Dave, that looked like a wounded duck in the air. I'm not sure if it slipped out of Belichick's hand when he threw it, but that's twice now that's happened tonight where maybe not a lot of zip on a ball downfield. Mount Carmel, they're going to end up punting this one away, but avoid a turnover at the very least on the incomplete pass.
Drew Jagosinski's going to set to punt, and he gets off sidewinder for sure. That's an ugly punt. It's going to go, we'll see where they spot it. He kicked that puppy only, what? It was at the 41. It's at the
Going to give him about 5 or 6 yards?
47, where 40, they're still moving. 42, a 1-yard punt by Jagodzinski, so the Tigers have great field position.
Big mistake there by Mount Carmel special teams. Jagodzinski looks like he shanked it right off the side of his foot. There was pressure in his face. Good job by the Tigers special teams rush, but a big mistake for Mount Carmel. A couple mistakes by each team. Who is going to capitalize first here in what is a backyard brawl?
So Southern Columbia will start possession at the Red Tornado 42. Handoff goes to Wisłowski. Nothing doing for him. He's going to be tackled by Michael Shikatano. Wisłowski, a Big Ten recruit, scholarship to Maryland University, and Shikatano accepted a scholarship to Coastal Carolina with the Chanticleers, so the two Division I players matched up on that one, and it was Shikatano wrestling him down.
Yeah, and I think Coach Rothy's trying to get that left side of the offense going, but he's going to have to quickly adjust from that. There is no chance that I see that the Tigers are going to be able to run on the left side if Shikatano's over there. Another loss for the Southern running game.
Back to pass is Wise. He throws one out there, and it's over the head of Carter Madden. It'll bring up a quick 3rd down and 12 here for the Tigers.
Trying to get Madden out there in the flat. Nice coverage on the play by number 15, Jacob Schultz. He had him completely blanketed. Wise throws it over the head. Maybe not his best pass, but he does avoid a turnover on the play. I'm not sure if he was going to be able to sneak that one in to Madden either way. And after getting a couple lucky breaks there, Southern Columbia is still looking to capitalize 3rd and long. Got to get something going if you're the Tigers here on offense.
3rd and 12 from the 44. Wise is back to pass. He looks, he fires, and it's going to be incomplete. Jake Tuzalewski dropped the football. So that was going to be a catch. Tuzalewski should have had that one. He just let it drop through his hands. Nice pass by Wise, but the senior cannot come up with it, so it's going to be a punting situation for the Tigers. That's one you have to make the catch.
They run the flood concept there, Tuzalewski pulling up right next to the sticks, and unfortunately for the senior, captain drops have been a theme this season for him. That was a crucial 3rd down play to try to get something going off the Mount Carmel poor punt. 3 and out for the Tigers as Carter looks to punt this one away.
Carter gets off a punt, and it's going to be fair caught by Farinato. It might have touched his hands. Did it touch his hands? What's the penalty here? They threw a penalty flag. This is going to be interesting. So if you're calling a flag, that means he was trying to run after the fair catch, which means he had to touch the football, which would give Southern Columbia possession. If they're saying he did not touch the football, it'll be Mount Carmel area's football where the ball went out of bounds. So this is a huge call here. If that penalty stands, the Tigers will decline it, and they're going to get the football inside the 10-yard line. They're waving off the flag, so they're saying that Farinato did not touch it. So that's a huge, huge, huge break for the Red Tornadoes.
And it's impossible to see here from our angle. Great pump by Carter, spiraling towards the out-of-bounds marker inside the 10. Farinato waved for the fair catch, goes out of bounds. Mount Carmel is going to be backed up to start this drive inside, like I said, their own 10. A lot of nerves here, it seems to me, like, Dave, as we have 4:38 to go in the first quarter. Who is going to make a play to break this thing open? Both teams a bit jittery early on.
Mount Carmel area has it from their own 8. It's going to be Belichick just keeping this one, and he's going to run up the middle. And a nice run there by the sophomore as he gets it out to the 15-yard line. A pick of 7 on the play by the quarterback.
And it's going to be interesting here, Dave, I think, to see. So we have 2 passes so far by Belichick. First one complete inside the red zone, but it wasn't the prettiest pass. And now the last one clearly should have been a big interception for the Tigers. Two I want to call them not perfect passes. I want to see if Coach Dare is going to keep going through the air. Obviously, they've had so much success this year passing the football.
2nd down and 4 from the 14 as Belichick's going to keep it again. And he's going to rumble. Breaks a couple tackles, and he gets all the way out to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 11 and a 1st down behind that big Red Tornado offensive line on the interior.
That offensive line creating a scene for Belichick, and he stuck his head down, kept the feet moving multiple yards after contact there for the sophomore. Belichick comes in only 6 foot, $165 with 77 rush yards on the year, but 2 carries in a row there. Dave sure looked like he could carry the ball.
3:40 left in this opening scoreless quarter. Red Tornadoes have it, 1st and 10 from their 25. Pitch goes to Diaz, and Diaz tries to get to the outside. Tried to use his speed as Loudon Murphy trips him up after a gain of 3. Last year, Diaz was the District 4 champion in the 100-meter dash, and that was because Braden Wisłowski couldn't run in it. Wisłowski the year before was the state champion in the 100-meter dash, so two of the fastest men, not just in District 4, but in the state here in the backfield for their respective teams.
Yeah, and on the play there, Loudon Murphy going to get credit for that tackle, but Wisłowski was the one who blew up the play. He blew up that block on the edge, forced Diaz to cut it back inside. Going to be a minimal gain.
2nd and 7 from the 28. Diaz has it, and he's going to be tripped up a little short of first down territory. I didn't see who tripped him up there, Casey.
I didn't either, Dave.
I think they just said Bloom, so.
Bloom, obviously, the junior who moved from defensive end into inside linebacker after a couple shuffles by Coach Andy Mills, Coach Roth, and the staff. Dave, here this whole drive, not one pass that we've seen. I think Mount Carmel going to look to go back to that running game as Coach John Dara has time and time again throughout his 8 years at the helm. It looks like he's going to want to pound the rock here on this drive.
3rd and 2 from the 33. Handoff goes to Diaz. He's in a foot race. He's across the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. Xavier Diaz, 67 yards up the right side for the first score in this one.
Diaz finally breaks it open. He's had a couple big plays today. Called back by penalty that time. No laundry on the field. Great hole opened up by the line. Diaz wins the foot race easily into the end zone. Mount Carmel strikes first, gets on the board with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So we'll see here as Jagosinski's set to kick the extra point. Verano on the hold. The hold's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with exactly 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Mount Carmel area 7, Southern Columbia nothing. You're listening to Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Tonight's Mount Carmel area at Southern Columbia game is being sponsored in part by Triple Play Custom Apparel, 605 Mill Street in downtown Danville. Triple Play offers custom apparel for businesses, schools, organizations, and sports teams. Stop in to see their assortment of products or visit them online at www.itstripleplay.com. Triple Play designed Coach Roth and his staff's hats and players' t-shirts. Let Triple Play design your team's apparel so you'll look like a winner when you take the field, court, or mat. Give Jim or Lindsay a call at 570-441-1638.
And we're back here with V99.7 listeners as both teams had a turnover and a punt apiece in the first quarter, but 10 minutes in, Xavier Diaz on the ground picks up 67 yards before crossing the end zone to give the Red Tornadoes the lead, 7-0. Jagosinski now kicks off. He kicks it to Murphy. He's going to return it at his own 9. And Murphy's going to get across the 20, trying to get to the outside, and he'll just get out past the 20, closer to the 25. It'll be first down Tigers there, and we'll see how Southern Columbia responds here, Casey. When they've been faced with adversity, the Montoursville game, they faced it well, but the other, and Berwick, but the two games they lost, they did not. So it's going to be interesting to see here how the Tigers respond here after that Tornado long touchdown run.
Well, it's just going to be, let's get something going if you're the Tigers. There has been nothing available. The Mount Carmel defense playing excellent football so far. Need to get a couple first downs or a big play here as they start their third drive of the game.
Handoff goes to Murphy. He's patient again. He's across the 30. He's across the 40. Out near midfield before Schultz makes the stop. Good patience there again by the junior. He's going to pick up a first down to the 47-yard line, a pickup of 23.
Hit the nail on the head, Dave. Great patience by Murphy. Letting the play develop, letting his blockers get out there and get a body on somebody. He cuts that one back up. Big play there, just what the Tigers needed. Here as we approach the 1 minute mark in the first quarter.
1st and 10 Tigers from the 47. Wisłowski has it. He's going to try and get to the outside. He's into Red Tornado territory, and he's going to run out of bounds after taking it to the 40-yard line, so a 13-yard gain there for Wisłowski and a first down for the Tigers.
Wisłowski gets the corner there. Nice job setting the edge by tight end Ryan Kerstetter. Right tackle Chris Treshok. Wisłowski uses his speed to get to the boundary, get the first down, get out of bounds. Back-to-back first downs for Southern Columbia.
1:17 left in the first quarter. Wise hands the ball up the gut to Biermas. He's going to get about 4 on the play. A nice first down carry there as he's tackled by Noah Shimko.
Yeah, nice job by Shimko. He's getting some time in there at D tackle as Mount Carmel will rotate linemen to keep their linemen fresh. Most of them do play in at least some fashion both ways. Nice play there by Shimko, bringing down Biermas for a gain short of 5.
So if the Tigers keep it on the ground, this may be the final play of the first quarter. Pitch goes to Wisłowski, and Wisłowski is able to get through one. He's inside the 30, bulldozes his way inside the 25 as he runs over Maddox Reed, and he's going to take it for a first down to the 24-yard line, a pickup of 14 to move the sticks. And Southern Columbia now with the first down will have to run another play as there's 10 more seconds on the game clock than on the play clock. First and 10 Tigers from the 24 of the Tornadoes. Handoff goes to Biermas. He's going to get inside the red zone to about the, we'll call it the 17-yard line as Biermas picks up 7. Another good start on first down there for Biermas.
Back to the previous play, Dave. I thought Matt Shikatano had Wisłowski dead to rights in the backfield. Wisłowski, nice juke move. I think, Dave, this will bring us to the end of the first quarter.
That it will. After one quarter of play between these two rivals, Mount Carmel area 7, Southern Columbia 0. Black Diamond Sports Network, V99.7. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Little Village Primitives, located along Route 54 in Elysburg, specializes in handcrafted and American-made wares and stunning home decor. New this year, cross-stitch supplies, and don't forget classes in rug hooking, punch needle, woolly trees, and wool applique. Little Village Primitives is open Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Go Tigers! Little Village Primitives along Route 54 in Elysburg. At Best Cleaners, they strive to meet your every cleaning need, whether it's a simple floor cleaning, house cleaning, window cleaning, sanitizing job, or major water extraction. Best Cleaners is there for you. Best Cleaners is owned by the Warhawk and Wapotsky families and located in Paxinus. Best Cleaners proudly serves the region and surrounding areas. Call Best Cleaners today at 570-672-9114 or check them out online at www.bestcleanersllc.com and like them on Facebook.
So we're back here, Tiger Stadium, as Wes Barnes is actually running through the end zone there. I don't know if he has to go to the bathroom or what, but the Tornadoes are probably thinking, oh boy, we've seen Barnes in the end zone a couple times over the years when we've taken on the Tigers. He's not in uniform tonight. So Southern Columbia will have it as we switch the sides of the field. Southern Columbia will be now running towards 487. They're at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 3 coming up. Handoff to Biermas, and we'll see. Nice run there as he's going to pick up the first down. He took Blessing for a ride there. This is probably the best. 4 carries unofficially for 14 yards, but Biermas, this is the best he's looked.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth, Dave. Biermas running with some anger tonight. That time it looked like Blessing might have had him, but short of the sticks, but Biermas keeps the legs moving, gets a big first down. Tigers can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 12. It's going to be a double reverse to Murphy, and he's hitting the backfield, but he gets through one. He's inside the 5. He's going to score a touchdown. Loudon Murphy 12 yards out, and the Tigers are an extra point from tying this one up.
We mentioned pregame, who's going to step up? We know the Tigers are going to rely on Wisłowski, and we know the Red Tornadoes are going to be keying heavily on Wisłowski. That time you see it back-to-back. Biermas with the big gain to pick up first down, and again, Loudon Murphy running hard tonight. Makes a couple guys miss with patience, cuts it up inside, scoring the Tigers' first touchdown to answer Mount Carmel. So we have a late substitution on the field here. Carter preparing to kick the PAT.
And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 31 seconds into the second quarter, we're tied 7 apiece. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Claiborne Insurance Group, located at 426 West Valley Avenue, Elysburg, is proud to represent Erie Insurance for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. With a team of 6 licensed insurance professionals, an experienced and friendly customer support staff, and over 75 years of combined insurance expertise, Claiborne Insurance Group is here to offer the very best policies for the most competitive prices, all of which are backed by award-winning service. Claiborne Insurance Group can be reached at 570-648-5055 or visit on the web at www.claiborneinsurance.com.
So in this rivalry, we're basically tied at 0 apiece here early in the second quarter, each team with a touchdown of their own. Southern Columbia on that drive, Casey, kept the ball on the ground and had a lot of success. We talked about Biermoss's strong game so far. Loudon Murphy, excellent job so far of staying patient, finding the opening hole. That one went for a touchdown. His first 2 carries went for first down, so the junior certainly
and
appears.
It's interesting, Dave, both teams, trying to get the passing game going early. Both touchdown drives, not a pass. Both teams going to the ground. Diaz, obviously, as he waits to receive this kick, he has been dangerous. Let's see if the Tigers kick to him.
So it's going to be returnable again by Diaz. This one's from the 3-yard line, and nice play there. First by Colden Bloom, and then finished off by Jake Hoy as Diaz is going to take it out to the 21-yard line where the Red Tornadoes will start 1st and 10.
Special teams coach Mike Johnson, he elects to kick to Diaz again. He has certainly been the Red Tornadoes' most dangerous ball carrier today. That time this Tiger special team able to wrap him up. What do we see here from Mount Carmel, Dave? All runs on the last drive. I'd be shocked if Coach Dara goes away from the ground game. It's been working so far.
Diaz now has 6 rushing touchdowns to go along with 2 receiving this season. Handoff's going to go to Farinato. Farinato, nice patience. He breaks 1 tackle, gets through a second one, and he's going to get out to about the 27-yard line, so a pickup of 6 by the senior after picking up 29 yards on his first carry in the first quarter. The drive when the Red Tornadoes were threatening before Blessing fumbled the football at the 1-yard line, giving the Tigers a touchback when Loudon Murphy recovered it.
Yeah, and it was the same play, Dave. They're running that inside reverse there to Farinato. Both times having a lot of success. Farinato running hard, picking up yards after contact.
So 2nd down and 4. It's going to be Belichick up the middle, and he's going to get a first down upended by Murphy at about the 35, so an 8-yard pickup there by the quarterback.
We do have an injury on the field, Dave.
So the quarterback is down. Belichick, we hope it's nothing serious. He's staying down right now, and we're going to take a break. We'll be back with V99.7 in 1 minute.
Claiborne Insurance Group, located at 426 West Valley Avenue, Elysburg, is proud to represent Erie Insurance for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. With a team of 6 licensed insurance professionals, an experienced and friendly customer support staff, and over 75 years of combined insurance expertise, Claiborne Insurance Group is here to offer the very best policies for the most competitive prices, all of which are backed by award-winning service. Claiborne Insurance Group can be reached at 570-648-5055 or visit on the web at www.claiborneinsurance.com. Shimock's Furniture, located on Route 61 in Coltmont, has been selling happiness since 1915. Shimock's Furniture provides quality brands, good prices, and great service. Everyone loves a winner, and Shimock's Furniture loves making their customers winners every day. There are always great savings throughout the store with 1-year no-interest financing available. Delivery, setup, and removal of your old item is always included. Shimock's Furniture on Route 61 in Coltmont and Shimocks.com, celebrating over 100 years of selling happiness.
We're back here as the Red Tornado quarterback. This is the backup quarterback. Starter Cole Spears tore his ACL a couple of weeks ago. Matt Belichick's been in as the starter. He's thrown for over 100 yards in each of the last 3 games. He's still down, hoping everything's okay for the young man. The backup for the Red Tornadoes, the third stringer, if you will, is Gavin Marshalik, just a freshman, and it looks like they're bringing the cart out, so unfortunate sign here for the Red Tornadoes. Third quarterback coming in, just a freshman, but I said it coming in before we started the broadcast, Casey. I thought Mount Carmel area was going to go. Obviously, they caught the Tigers with Verano catching one up the middle, but I didn't think the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes, with how big their line is, were going to even try and pass the ball. Obviously, that was the quarterback, but it was a designed run, and he's down. So with that, we're going to take another break with V99.7. We're going to take a 2-minute break, as this looks like an injury that's worse than, unfortunately, we originally expected on a tackle where he was upended, a clean play. But we'll be back with V99.7 in 2 minutes.
Miller Gas and Oil wants to remind you that Old Man Winter is knocking at the door. Now is the perfect time to fill up for winter. For your home or business, you want high-quality fuel at a competitive price from a supplier you can trust. Count on Miller Gas and Oil to deliver, from heating oil to diesel, commercial lubricants, and hydraulic fluids. Miller's has got you covered. They offer 24-hour service for all oil customers. Call 570-644-0318 or visit millergasanoil.com. Miller Gas and Oil, family owned and operated since 1928. Ace of Games, 140 South Market Street, Elysburg, offers axe throwing, PA skills games, and billiards. Experience the thrill of axe throwing, a safe and competitive activity offering hours of entertainment for new and experienced throwers. In addition, they offer a pool table, dartboard, and the chance to try your hand at PA skills games. Hours of operation are Wednesday through Sunday. For information, call 570-672-2121 or visit www.theaceofgames.com. Ace of Games Elysburg, for a great night out with friends. Private parties are welcome. R&M Disposal is a locally owned family business located in Mount Carmel. Their services include residential and commercial trash pickup for Mount Carmel and surrounding areas. They have dumpster rentals from 1 to 20 yards. Check them out on Facebook. Give R&M Disposal a try. They won't disappoint you. Call Maddie at 570-205-3994 or Rob at 570-205-3995. R&M Disposal for trash pickup and dumpster rentals. Klasik & Associates, 101 West Independence Street, Shamokin is a full-service certified public accounting firm. At Klasik & Associates, the goal is to serve their clients in the most professional, efficient, and cost-conscious manner possible. Klasik & Associates' overall team player approach ensures that their success is directly related to the success of their clients. Contact the Shamokin office simply by dialing 570-648-6386. Klasik & Associates takes great pride in being big enough to serve, but small enough to care. Penn's Tavern, a historical waterfront restaurant located along the beautiful Susquehanna River on Route 147 just south of Sunbury in Fisher's Ferry, promises a memorable dining experience. For reservations, phone 570-286-2007. Penn's Tavern, a historic waterfront restaurant, 113 River Road, Route 147, Fisher's Ferry, south of Sunbury.
We're back here in an unfortunate scene as the ambulance has made its way onto the turf. A couple red tornadoes out there, including his twin brother, Chase Belichick, who plays in the secondary, along with his first cousin, Garrett Verano. I also see another captain out there, Nick Nestico, and it looks like the red tornadoes are going to come out to see their fallen teammate as they bring the stretcher out. You would think it's a leg injury at this point. Somebody thought it might have been an elbow injury, kind of like Barnes suffered, but you wouldn't be bringing the stretcher out for that. So we'll see.
Nonetheless, Dave, it's just a really unfortunate situation. The sophomore Belichick, he has been stellar for the Red Tornadoes coming in this season. To replace Cole Spears, went down a couple weeks ago. Belichick's been successful on the ground today. A great young player from Mount Carmel. Obviously, we're wishing nothing but the best as he hopefully is okay here. Really, really sad to see a young man like Belichick having so much success here early in his career go down in what is most certainly the biggest game of his young career.
Yeah, and Cole Spears, actually the regular who unfortunately went down with a knee injury against Bloomsburg Week 5. He's the one that was kneeling closest to Matt Belichick out there on the field.
So did you see, Mike, is it a leg injury? Do they have an air cast?
I can't tell. I've got my binoculars. They've got him surrounded. That's the thing.
Yeah, his parents are now on the field. I know his dad's a assistant basketball coach with John Lazicki, and both of the Belichick boys are key contributors. Were expected to be key contributors this season. They played some last year as freshmen. So obviously we're not going to predict what the injury is. We can only tell you that he is being helped on the stretcher. I know it's nothing that he wasn't knocked out or anything. You could tell he was in pain the way he was laying there, so maybe a torn muscle or a broken bone. Obviously, unfortunately, that's part of sports. The main thing is it's nothing too serious. Obviously, when it comes to football, it's serious because you're taken off in an ambulance, but thankfully he's not. Again, I don't want to say any more because we don't know for sure. If you're watching on the YouTube feed, you can see that the ambulance is on the field, and we're going to take another 2-minute break. You're listening to Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7. We'll be back in 2 minutes as we wish Matt Belichick the best on whatever this injury is.
Bear Hollow Home Maintenance for all your home maintenance needs. With winter right around the corner, that first snowfall is inevitable. Get peace of mind knowing Bear Hollow Plowing has your home or business covered. It's also the perfect time to take care of the projects you've been putting off, like that unfinished basement or bathroom remodel. Maybe you just need a handyman to help with some of those little projects around the house. No job is too small. Call Blaine at Bear Hollow Home Maintenance today, 570-274-7385 for all your home maintenance needs, fully insured. Good luck, Tigers. In athletics, hard work pays off. To make sure your years of hard work pays off, let Deborah Rodarmel and Joseph Springer put their overall tax and financial knowledge to work for you in planning your financial future. Be sure to stop in and see Deborah and Joe at Rodarmel Springer Tax and Financial Services, located at 4A East Mill Street in Elysburg, across from the Elysburg Fire Hall, or phone 570-672-9000. That's Rodarmel Springer Tax and Financial Services, planning your financial future. Wiest, Mulo, Noon, Swinehart, and Bathgate is a law firm dedicated to supporting clients in many different areas of law, including auto accidents, elder law, estate planning, real estate, zoning, criminal defense, and family law. Based in Sunbury, they have 50 years of experience in the courts throughout all of Pennsylvania. Their approachable attorneys immediately put you at ease about your legal problem. They are focused on making a brighter future for you. Accomplished, dedicated, experienced, a client-centered practice. The law offices of Wiest, Mulo, Noon, Swinehart, and Bathgate. Looking to pick up a Tiger t-shirt or Shamokin area hat? Well, stop in at Pretty Petals in Paxinas and check out their new merchandise. Now carrying Southern Columbia Tiger and Shamokin Indians apparel. While you're there, grab a booty-full arrangement for fall or one of our unique gift items for yourself or a friend. Check their Facebook page, Pretty Petals by Susan in Paxinas, for some photos and sales. And as always, shop local, shop small. Pretty Petals in Paxinas. Spangenberg's Family Drive-In, your favorite place for cool treats and delicious food, is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy Spangenberg's famous flavors of soft serve ice cream, sundaes, shakes, flavor blasts, shrimp baskets, burgers, hoagies, salads, and their delicious chicken. In addition, they are now serving breakfast. Hours of operation: food available Tuesday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Ice cream served 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Spangenberg's Family Drive-In, 640 Center Street in Tharptown.
We're back here as the ambulance is making its way off the field. Belichick picked up 8 yards for a first down before the unfortunate injury for the young man. So Mount Carmel will have it 1st and 10 here from the 35. Mike, you've been around the game longer than us. Just quickly, how can this affect a team?
Well, obviously it's a freshman. It's taking the snaps now as their quarterback. He has thrown 17 passes on the year. He has a couple touchdown passes. He's a good-looking freshman, but the key is he's a third-string quarterback who is a freshman. By the way, one note, you and I did that district championship game last year, and you remember they knocked out the starting quarterback from Mount Carmel that night, too.
Yep, Pedro Feliciano, hand up the middle as Luke Blessing's going to get 5. A nice run there by the sophomore of 5 yards, and obviously you would expect a running play there, Casey, as you're bringing in a quarterback that wasn't expecting to see action maybe at all tonight, yet alone this early.
I would expect a heavy dose of run here from Dara. Quarterbacks appear to be cursed in this backyard brawl. Of course, Klebon injured last year in the first matchup, Feliciano in the second, and now the unfortunate injury to Belichick. We just hope he's okay. But yeah, Dave, I expect that going to be a heavy dose of run here on out, as I have to eat my words here.
And Marshalik, first pass is a first down to the tight end, Jacob Schultz, and Schultz takes it deep in Tiger territory, so that's a way to get your first pass for the freshman as he connects with his tight end.
Good looking pass there too, Dave. Poised in the pocket, delivers it on target to Jacob Schultz up the seam. Schultz able to make a couple guys miss there inside Tiger territory. Always interesting after these long delays here. How do you get the energy back up? That'll get it going for Mount Carmel as they get into Tiger territory.
42 yards on the pickup there on Marshalik's first pass. As Mike mentioned, he has thrown 17 times this year, so through 7 games, he's averaged throwing it more than twice a game. Pitch goes to Blessing, He's going to try and get the edge. He's inside the 10, still rumbling as he approaches the 5-yard line. It's going to be another first down for the Red Tornadoes, as it's going to be a 1st and goal now as Blessing took it for 12.
Pitch play to Blessing, and he had a convoy of blockers out in front of him. Nestico, Lamas, Langton, they're all out there in front. He's able to keep the legs moving again. A really nice job by a lot of the ball carriers tonight, getting yards after contact, going to set up 1st and goal for Mount Carmel.
1st and goal, Red Tornadoes from the 6-yard line. It's going to be Blessing up the middle. He's going to get to about the 3-yard line. It looks like they're going to set him up there. So we'll give Blessing 3 on his 6th carry, bringing up 2nd and goal from the 3.
Time for that Mount Carmel offensive line to go to work. Obviously, many of the kids returning starters, they've been looking forward to this game. Frankly, most of their lives, this is a big opportunity to show all the work that they've put in and punch in a touchdown.
2nd and goal from the 2. You were right, Casey. I thought it was a little farther out. And it's going to be a timeout, Red Tornadoes, as the play clock was going down. So with that, we're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back here in 1 minute.
Check out Deadeye Deddy's Joke of the Week on Instagram at DinoAnskis_. Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm, because State Farm agent Darla Fozzie is your one-stop shop in Cole Township for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Darla Fozzie is ready to help. Call 570-648-0809 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirement.
And we're going to return back here as it was a quicker timeout than expected. So it'll be 2nd and goal. There was only 1 second left on the play clock. And I don't know what's going on here. Still a little break in the action. Now the Mount Carmel offense is under center. Shouldn't say under center. In shotgun, it looks like a wildcat as Blessing is the quarterback, and he's going to take it in for a 2-yard score for the touchdown. A wildcat just right up the interior of that line, and Mount Carmel area scores to take the lead again.
Yeah, wildcat power right there for Mount Carmel. That's power football. Offensive line clearing out the entirety of the Tigers' goal line defense. Easy touchdown there for Blessing. He gets back on the board after that earlier red zone fumble. Blessing into their red zone for 6.
Yeah, Gazinski set to kick the extra point. Verano on the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:15 left in the first half. Mount Carmel area 14, Southern Columbia 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Wojtovich Wisłowski Investment Group, Inc. would like to wish all of our area football teams the best of luck this season. As the years go on and you have to start worrying about things like retirement planning, you will never forget your memories playing high school football. Best wishes on a successful season from Wojtovich Wisłowski Investment Group, Incorporated. Wojtovich Wisłowski Investment Group, Inc. is not affiliated with S.A. Stone Wealth Management, Inc. Advisory services offered through S.A. Stone Investment Advisors, Inc.
So what a response by the Red Tornadoes after seeing their backup, but new starter as of a couple weeks ago, Matt Belichick, go down with what appeared to be a pretty gruesome body injury. But give credit to Gavin Marshalik. The freshman comes in and throws a 42-yard strike to Jacob Schultz to set up what turned into a 2-yard touchdown run by Luke Blessing as the Red Tornadoes retake the lead. And Jagozinski's going to be set to kick it off here. This one's in the direction of Murphy. Takes it around his own 10. He's across the 20. Switches fields, and he's across the 25. He's going to get out to the 33, and even there, Casey, great job of being patient. Nothing spectacular on the return, but certainly pretty good starting field position for the Tigers.
And Murphy's seeing the field well tonight. Reverse field a couple times there. A la the old, one of the greatest return men I've ever seen, Gavin Garcia. We've come accustomed to watching him reverse field for kickoff return touchdowns in this stadium. That time Murphy gets to the 33 and a big drive upcoming here for Southern Columbia, trying to answer another Mount Carmel touchdown.
Tigers 1st and 10 from their 33-yard line. Handoff goes to Wisławski. He's going to try and get the edge, but he's thrown down. Nice tackle there. Kind of a head lasso tackle, like he's tackling a bull there by Schultz. Wisławski's going to pick up 3 on the play, bringing up a 2nd down and 7.
Nice job there by Schultz, shedding the block and making the tackle around Wisławski's head. I think some of the Southern fans wanted a flag there. I'm not really sure what you could call. There was no face mask, no horse collar, just a high tackle there. Nonetheless, good play by Schultz.
So 2nd and 7, handoff to the fullback. Getting nowhere is Biermoss, as there's a half dozen Red Tornadoes in on the stop. Maddox Reed, the junior, along with Schultz, were there. They're going to actually give him pretty favorable spot, Casey. 2 yards where his forward momentum ended, bringing up a 3rd and 5 at the 38-yard line. So enough where your running game is still on the table, but I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Roth tries a little play action here to try and get the Red Tornadoes biting on the run fake. It's going to be a pitch to Wisławski, and Wisławski is not going to go anywhere. Great tackle there, coming up off the bottom of the pile for the Red Tornadoes. Al Bailey, the sophomore, stopped Wisławski after just a yard gain.
Looking to see what the Tigers were going to do to respond. Mount Carmel not going to let them do anything. Excellent linebacking play there. Tackles by Schultz. Maddox Reed on the 2nd down. And then there, Al Bailey. The Tigers nothing doing again. Trying to get the pitch play out to the left side. Just absolutely no blocking on the left side. Mount Carmel all over it. And a quick 3 and out. Mount Carmel has a chance now to take full control of this one.
So the punt by Carter is going to bounce. Nice bounce as it rolls inside the 20. It's going to finally be downed at the 12-yard line. So a good change of field position there by the junior punter, Isaac Carter, who was named All-State as a kicker last year.
5:52 to go here in the second quarter. A critical breaking point, obviously. We've done all the Southern games, so I'm going to speak on the Southern side. This is where, in both of their losses this season, things have sort of fallen apart. It's going to be a crucial stop, and if you're Mount Carmel, very interested to see. I thought Darrow would come out and really rely on the running game, but as I was saying it, a beautiful strike to Jacob Schultz from the freshman Gavin Marshalik. Very interested to see how Darrow calls this possession.
Marshalik in the shotgun. Handoff goes to Verano, and Verano's going to get out to the 15-yard line as he picks up 2. Fedorov, the Tigers' leading tackler, who was an all-stater as a freshman, makes the stop on Verano's first carry of the evening.
Yeah, we've seen Farinato have a lot of success on that little jet motion inside reverse play. That time they give it to Verano. Nice job by Fedorov. Again, about to the line of scrimmage and bringing him down.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Tigers did win the toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the third quarter as Diaz gets stopped on that one. It's going to be a gain of just a yard. Good tackle there by Gavin Krebs on Diaz's first carry since going 67 yards to start the scoring tonight.
Yeah, Diaz has looked explosive tonight. That time a nice job by Gavin Krebs, hitting him at the line of scrimmage, knocking him backwards. Huge third down call here for Mount Carmel as all the players are looking at their play sheets. Interesting. Let's see what Dara has cooked up on a big third down, backed up into their own red zone.
It's going to be 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Marshalik back to pass. He completes it, but it's going to be short of the first down as Farinato catches it. He needed 7. He got 5. So it's going to bring up a punting situation for the Tornadoes.
Really nice tackle on the play by Tiger cornerback Jake Tuzleski. Over the top coverage forced Farinato to break the route off a few yards short of the sticks, and he makes the stop. Dara does have the punting unit on here, as the Red Tornadoes have it at about the 21. I think some of the Mount Carmel fans want them to go for it. It certainly would be a gutsy call.
So it's going to be punted by Jagosinski. This time a much better punt than his first one. It only went a yard, and it's going to take a weird bounce, going really nowhere, as Tornadoes are going to down it at the 41-yard line. So Southern Columbia's defense, just like Mount Carmel's defense, comes out with a 3-and-out. So it'll be Southern football here, trailing 14-7 with 3:42 left in the first half.
Big stop by the Tigers. Defense there getting their offense the ball back. How is Coach Roth and this Tiger staff going to manufacture some offense? The Red Tornadoes defense has been very stout. Of course, only allowing the one drive, but last time a 3-and-out. They're going to have to look to get something going here to keep this thing a ball game. 3:42 to go in the second.
Handoff goes to Wisłowski, and Wisłowski's only going to get a couple. Nice job there by Jagosinski, who just did the punting to come up and make the stop from his outside linebacker position, holding to Wisłowski to just 2 yards. So 8 carries, 36 yards for Wisłowski, who's averaging by far the most yards per carry in the area coming into this one.
Yeah, and you knew Mount Carmel was going to be king on that all game, and they've done a great job executing, limiting the speed of Wisłowski again there. Nice play by Jagosinski on first down.
Double reverse, and it's a fumble. Wisłowski's able to hold on to this one, but he's going to lose about 7. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, as he tried handing it off to Murphy. It just didn't work out.
Tried the inside reverse there, and it's crucial that the halfbacks take their time and complete the handoff process there. Fumble on the play. 3rd and long here for the Tigers. This Mount Carmel defense is currently suffocating the Tiger offense.
3rd and 14 from the 37. Back to pass is Wise. Wise looks, and it's going to be intercepted by Farinato. Just not on the same page, as Tuzaleski broke to the inside, and looked like Wise thought he was going to the outside. So not anything going in the passing game for the Tigers. Wise now 0 for 4 with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing even. The receiver's not even remotely open. Farinato does a great job staying over the top of it. You know, I think at times the Tiger passing attack maybe just has one read and is just looking that way. I mean, both interceptions seemed like it was pitch and catch with the defensive player instead of the offensive player. Easy interception there for Farinato. Give all the credit in the world to this Mount Carmel defense. They have stepped up after the long break, and they have absolutely smothered the Tigers' offense.
Tigers really bringing in men into the box, as the handoff's going to go to Diaz, and he's going to be tackled. Nice play there by Farinato, standing Diaz up for no gain.
And as we approach 2 minutes left here in the half, how aggressive does Dara get? He's sitting on a 7-point lead. Of course, we said Tigers will get the ball to start the second half. I think, you know, it's interesting. You want to keep the foot on the gas, but at the same time, I mean, at this point, the Tigers' offense is showing absolutely no sign of generating any offense. I'm interested to see, is he going to press his, I don't want to say his luck, is he going to stay aggressive here, try to get more points on the board, or is he going to be content rolling into halftime with the 7-point lead?
2nd and 10. It's going to be a pass to Schultz. Looked like a nice little cross pattern there by Verano to try and take one of the D-backs for the Tigers inside. Good discipline there, though, as Carter Madden and Braden Wisłowski were there on Jacob Schultz, who had that long catch on the drive that set up Blessing's touchdown.
Trying to get Schultz on the corner. Wisłowski stayed over the top of it and was all over it. Fortunate for the Tornadoes that pass did go out of bounds. I think Wisłowski was probably all over that one if it was inbounds. But a smart play by the freshman Marshalik, nonetheless, throwing that ball away.
And on 3rd and 10, Coach Darrow wants to talk this over a little longer, so we're going to take a 30-second break. Minute 36 left in the first half. Red Tornadoes leading 14-7. You're listening to Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Knoble Lumber, true value. Route 487, Elysburg. One trip is all it will take for you to find everything you need for your home projects or contracting needs. Convenience store hours are available Monday through Saturday. For the finest in tools and materials or advice from experienced professionals, the choice is Knoebels Lumber. Stop in or call 570-672-2531 or toll free at 1-800-332-6755. Knoebel Lumber, true value, Route 487 in Ellisburg. Quality material, adding value to your home.
Back here, big play, 3rd and 10. That's one of the keys Coach Roth was harping about. In the losses and even in some of the wins, Southern Columbia has struggled to get off the field, Casey, as we know, on these 3rd and long plays. We'll see if they can step up to the challenge here. 3rd and 10 coming up. Marshalik is back to pass. He looks, he fires, and it's incomplete. That could have been offensive interference on Verano, but Wisłowski was right with him. So incomplete pass is going to bring up a punt. And again, Southern Columbia does a nice job of stopping the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, they're doing a good job here the last 2 possessions, getting first down stops, making Mount Carmel get into some more 2nd and 3rd down and longs, giving their defense a better chance to get after the quarterback and letting their secondary play over the top. 2 times in a row they've tested Wisłowski there on 2nd and 3rd down. Neither time they were successful, as Jagodinski's going to punt this one away.
He's going to punt it away, and Wisłowski's going to return it at the 33. He dropped it at first, but he picks it up, and he gets out near midfield. So that was one that, good thing.
I'll be honest, Dave, I'm sort of shocked that they are punting to Wisłowski. An offense that has shown no life and no signs of getting anything going. Wisłowski coming in 2 punt return touchdowns on the year, averaging over 30 yards a return when he gets his hands on it. I'm honestly shocked that they're punting away there. I think maybe Mount Carmel fortunate that he bobbled it because there was a lot of space to run there. He bobbled it, ends up only getting to the 50 nonetheless. Pretty shocking to see the decision there by Mount Carmel coach Dara.
Ball right at midfield. Minute 19 left in the first half, and the Tigers, Carter Madden, jumped the snap there early. But, Casey, that is only the first penalty of the game for the Tigers. Red Tornadoes have 2 holds, but they both came earlier in the game, so pretty disciplined football up to this point. But it makes it a tougher now first down situation. Minute and 18 seconds now. A second came off the clock. Shouldn't have. Tigers do have all 3 timeouts, though. Wise is back to pass. He looks, and it's nearly intercepted. Jacob Schultz had a hand on it, and if he would have intercepted that, he would have went the distance.
Yeah, great break on the play by Schultz. He's having an outstanding half on both sides of the ball. Trying to get a stop route to Crispin out on the outside. That play was inches away from being a house call for Jacob Schultz.
2nd down and 15 here. You wonder if Coach Roth just wants to get into halftime 14-7.
Well, it's
talk
not even
things
that,
over.
Dave. I think it's
getting the ball to start the 3rd.
I think 0 for 5. The passing game has shown no signs of even remotely being able to complete a pass. Very risky to throw the ball here.
Well, they're going to pass it again, and it's going to be a pass to Carter Madden, and this one's a beautiful pass. It's inside the 20. What a nice pass there by Blake Wise as Carter Madden catches it. And talk about a great time, Casey, to come up with the first completion of the game. He takes that one
to the 5-yard line.
40. It was at the 45. Now it's at the 8. So 47 yards. And we have a timeout, and it's going to be taken by the Red Tornadoes. And with that, we'll take one as well with 1:01 left in this very entertaining first half. We'll be back in 1 minute.
PBS Beverage, Impact Sinus, and owner Steve Tahansky are proud supporters of Southern Columbia football. His great prices make an easy decision to stop in and pick out from a variety of your favorite selections. With an easy-to-get-to location on Route 61 between Ellisburg and Shamokin, there isn't any other choice than PBS. Check out their Facebook page for deals and hours of operation throughout the week. Call the store at 570-648-8080 for any additional details. Steve Tahansky, alum and supporter of Tiger football. If you aren't already a customer, become one. Don't live with slow, clogged drains. Breakthrough Sewer and Drain LLC, located in Pax Sinus, offers sewer and drain cleaning, video inspection, line locating, and now septic tank pumping. Contact Breakthrough Sewer and Drain by calling 570-274-9204. Free estimates are available. Like them on Facebook and check out their website at www.breakthroughsewerandrain.com. Owned and operated by the Weaver family. A good flush is better than a full house.
Join our V99.7 listeners back here as Blake Wise, up till his last pass, was 0 of 5 for 2 interceptions, but he threw a beautiful one to Carter Madden for 47 yards. It's 1st and goal, Tigers from the 8-yard line. Handoff goes to Madden, and Madden's going to get inside the 5 as Verano was there along with Reed. Madden's going to get 4 on that one, and the Tigers have plenty of time. Handoff goes to Madden again. He's inside. We'll see where they give him forward progress. They're going to give him forward progress to the 2. So Southern Columbia will take a timeout, and so will we. 27 seconds left. It'll be a 3rd and goal from the 2. You're listening to Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Do you need to know where your property lines are? Trying to sell part of your land and need to subdivide? Maybe your business is growing and needs to make an addition or add parking. The Crossroads Group can perform boundary surveys, flood elevation surveys, construction stakeouts, subdivisions, commercial land developments, and stormwater runoff investigations. Founded in 2006 by Southern graduates Josh and Jeremy Hoagland, they are a local firm with licensed professionals working throughout the Commonwealth. Please stop by their website to see what else they can help you with at www.thecrossroadsgroupllc.com or call 570-672-2317 and ask for Josh.
Out of this timeout, 27 seconds remain. Red Tornadoes lead 14-7. Southern has it 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. See if they give it to their D1 recruit, Braden Wisłowski, or opt to go up the gut with Biermoss. I wouldn't imagine Madden's going to get it for a 3rd straight carry. Who am I thinking, though, as Carter Madden goes in for 2 yards, and we're now an extra point away from another tied ball game.
Well, what they did there, Dave, they brought in the full house, even set, 3 backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends, and I think Blake Wise is just calling that at the line against the strength. I'm sure Mount Carmel playing to Wisłowski's side on the strength. I think he's just going to the weak side. Madden wanted to quickly touch back on that pass by Wise. I wanted to shout out the Southern offensive line. I think maybe the best pass protection on a single play all season. Wise all day to throw back there, able to get to his second read. Madden up the seam into the red zone, and Madden, after 3 tries, punches it in. Tigers looking to tie this thing up.
High snap. Kozlowski does a good job of getting it down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So there's just 23 seconds left. We're going to keep it here. Mike trailing 14-7. Nice response there by the Tigers.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I got to say right now, Dave, I mean, you mentioned it about the fact that they deferred when they won the toss. Momentum's a big part of this game. They just got a big score here right before the end of the half, and they'll get the ball back to start the second half. Will be Southern Columbia, so a big momentum swing in this game. You know, aside from the fact that Matt Belichick was knocked out of the game, and they've got a freshman quarterback now, their 3rd-string quarterback from Mount Carmel running the offense.
Now, one thing Casey has brought up, which is true, and when it gets colder, the ball doesn't travel as far. What do you squib it here, or do you kick it with the potential of Diaz getting a return? We said how good Isaac Carter has been kicking it off, but when the Tigers have allowed the return men to get it, they haven't been very good in kickoff coverage at all this season. And in the first play of the game, Diaz took it back deep, although there was a holding call. But I think I might even do a little squib kick here.
Diaz has been dangerous with the ball in his hands all night. Under a minute to go here. Tigers definitely want to go in, but they are going to kick it to him, and it is going to go out of the end zone. One of Carter's patented touchbacks, not going to allow Diaz to return this one. Dave, I know in the Tigers' 2 losses this year, late first half plays, especially against Danville, were really the backbreaker in there. An incredible response, I think, there by the offensive line in the passing game to march down the field in the 2-minute offense and tie this thing up before half. In a game that Mount Carmel had seemingly taken control of, their defense was suffocating the Tiger offense, and they looked pretty dominant on offense too. Now we got anybody's ball game, 14-14 as we approach the end of the first half.
Surprised the Tigers have their normal 4-4 defense in here. I thought they might go 4-3 and play it safe as the pitch goes to Diaz, and Diaz is going to get about 5 before Jake Hoy pushes him out of bounds. He's going to get 6 with 18 seconds left here. The clock stops, 2nd down and 4 coming up. Second and 4. 14-14 as Loudon Murphy's coming off the field.
Does Dara try to get one here? Does he try a deep ball before the end of the half, or does he take this thing in conservatively?
Well, with how tight the Tigers are playing to the line, I wouldn't be surprised. Same play here as Diaz gets a first down, takes it across the 30 to 35.
Mount Carmel has had a ton of success tonight on that same exact play. A pitch, toss play to the right, whether it's been Diaz, whether it's been Blessing, they've had an excellent convoy of blockers every time out there. Southern Columbia really not able to stop them for anything less than 5 to 10 yards. They're picking up a quick first down with still 12 seconds left.
And they do have 2 timeouts as Diaz, again, same type of play, Casey. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Southern has 2 timeouts. Mount Carmel doesn't have any timeouts. That time Diaz only picked up a couple.
Yeah, same play 3 times in a row there. I guess they're probably maybe playing conservative but trying to get the ball in their fastest playmakers' hands. Diaz has made a couple big plays tonight. You know, maybe trying to be conservative a bit but still giving Diaz the opportunity to break a big one.
8.9 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 8, Red Tornadoes from their own 37-yard line. Same play to Diaz, and this time he's going to be stopped for probably a loss of a yard on the play, and that's going to take us to halftime. What a first half between 2 of the most historic programs. You can argue the 2 most historic programs in Pennsylvania high school football history. It's 14-14 here at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back with the first half stats and just talk about the highly entertaining first half. You're listening to the best of Cole Region High School football on the Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7.
If you think Myers & Lynch is just another small-town insurance agency, you would be mistaken. Their affiliation with one of the country's largest buyer groups gives them the ability to shop dozens of companies. Their goal is to better protect you from the coverages they see daily that are shockingly inadequate. Tony Rossini will make you this personal guarantee. One call to Myers & Lynch will be both eye-opening and educational and will most likely save you hundreds of dollars. Reach out to Myers & Lynch or look them up at myersandlynch.com to see if your current agent has left you hanging. The Kaiser brothers are ready to get you into the perfect new vehicle. They have the area's largest selection of Jeeps, Renegades, Wranglers, Grand Cherokees, and more. Or take your pick from a full lineup of light and heavy-duty Ram trucks, including 4500 and 5500 chassis. No matter what vehicle you're looking for, the Kaiser brothers on Route 405 in Muncie and Route 11 in Danville is where selection and service equals satisfaction. Need a dependable contractor for your next project? With over 90 years of combined experience, look no further than H&P Construction, 456 Oak Street in Coltmont. H&P Construction is an experienced general contractor dedicated to their clients' needs, offering residential and commercial services. Professionalism, quality construction, and attention to detail have earned them a reputation in our area. For a free estimate on your next project, call 570-373-1605 or contact them online at hpconstruction.net. Let's work together, H&P Construction in Coltmont. Mark Bernini and Apex Insurance Group has 31 years of insurance experience for you to rely on when making decisions about all your insurance needs. Whether it is home, auto, commercial, life, health, or Medicare products, for peace of mind, give Mark Bernini at Apex Insurance Group a call at 570-373-1659 to schedule an in-home or telephone appointment. Mark Bernini, your only locally certified healthcare consultant. In the market for a new dentist, look no further than Hirsch Family Dentistry in Mount Carmel. Doctors Allison and David and their professional staff provide comprehensive dental care for patients of all ages. Your dental health and hygiene are very important, and regular dental checkups will keep your smile bright. Most insurance plans are accepted. Hirsch Family Dentistry, 138 South Market Street, Mount Carmel. Give them a call at 570-339-3423 or check them out on Facebook, Hirsch Family Dentistry in Mount Carmel.
And we're going to bring you tonight's halftime stats, and tonight's halftime stats are being brought to you by...
The halftime post-game stats are being brought to you by GDK Development of Shamokin and its subsidiaries, Bruiser's Sports Grill in Cole Township and Burger King with locations in Elysburg and Sunbury.
What a first half here tonight by both teams. We've seen just about everything from touchdowns to big plays to defensive stops to turnovers. Unfortunately, the first half is going to be remembered for the injury to Matt Belichick. We know he's on his way, probably out of hospital now. If he's listening to this, we wish you nothing but the best in your recovery. Hope you come back stronger than before. That's from the entire Black Diamond Sports Network family. We'll start with the visitors, the Red Tornadoes, and then I'll be honest with you, doing all this, sometimes I'll miss a stat here or there, so I'll allow Mike to catch me if I'm wrong on any of these, but he'll also have some defensive stats. So
right.
As a math teacher, I should know somebody's 47 yards, but your head's spinning at times, so we thank Mike and Jackson for helping both Casey and me out on this broadcast that's been very entertaining. For the Red Tornadoes, these are all unofficially official, I should say. Xavier Diaz, 11 carries for 99 yards and a touchdown. Luke Blessing, 7 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. Michael Farinato, 2 carries for 35 yards. Matt Belichick, 3 carries for 25 yards before his injury. Garrett Verano, 1 carry for 2 yards. Through the air, Belichick was 1 of 2 passing for 31 yards. And the new quarterback in there, the freshman Gavin Marshalik, 2 of 4 passing for 47 yards. Receiving the passes, Jacob Schultz, 1 for 42 yards. Garrett Verano, 1 for 31. And Michael Farinato, 1 for 5. So the Red Tornadoes have thrown a combined 3 for 6 passing for 78 yards. No touchdowns or interceptions. The Red Tornadoes, I have, by my count, 9 first downs, 2 penalties, both holding calls. And we will bring you Southern Columbia's stats after this read by our halftime sponsor.
GDK Development of Shamokin is a proud supporter of all local and youth sports. The Welsh family has been in business for decades and thanks you for supporting them and their local businesses, including Bruiser's Sports Grill in Cole Township and at the Elysburg and Sunbury Burger King restaurants. Again, thank you for your many years of support and good luck area athletes and teams this sports season from the Welsh family and GDK Development of Shamokin.
For Southern Columbia, Braden Wisloski, who's absolutely dominated this season, he's been held in check. 9 carries for 29 yards. Jack Biermoss, 5 carries for 16 yards. Loudon Murphy, 3 for 47 and a touchdown. And Carter Madden, 3 for 8 and a touchdown. Through the air, Blake Wise, 1 of 6 passing, 47 yards. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tigers, 6 first downs, 1 penalty for 5 yards. For the Red Tornadoes, their defense, Farinato and Diaz each with the interceptions. For the Tigers, Loudon Murphy recovered a fumble. So each team fumbled once, but the Tigers did recover their fumble. Jagosinski 2 for 2 on extra points. Isaac Carter 2 for 2 on extra points. And we're here at 14-14. And after starting this pregame show at 6 o'clock, I need to take a little break with my voice. So I'm going to have first, Jackson, tell us, thanking the sponsor for this halftime stat.
The halftime stats were brought to you by GDK Development of Shamokin and its subsidiaries, Bruiser Sports Grill in Cole Township and Burger King with locations in Ellsberg and Sunbury.
We're going to take a 2-minute break for the V99.7 listeners. I'm going to head to the restroom. That's where Casey headed to, and I'm going to get another water here to get some moisture in my mouth, and then I'll let you two, Mike and Jackson, talk back and forth after this 2-minute break.
Aaron's, located at 152 State Route 901, Cole Township, has all of your favorite brands with the Aaron's low price guarantee. Shop your favorite electronics, furniture, appliances, and more when you visit the Cole Township Aaron's store. No credit is needed, and you can choose the lease ownership plan that works for you. Cole Township Aaron's also offers free delivery and setup, and you'll always get the highest level of service. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call 570-648-9700. Visit Aaron's at 152 State Route 901, Cole Township, or shop online at aarons.com. Studio 207, located at 707 North Liberty Street in Shamokin, celebrates over 3 decades in business. Christy, Danielle, Colette, Ashley, Bethany, and Alicia are happy to welcome Carson Hauser, Nail Tech, offering all nail services including gel manicures and pedicures. Studio 207 offers haircuts, color, and styling for men, women, and kids. Also now offering eyelash extensions and other lash services. Open Tuesday through Saturday by appointment only. Call 570-644-1277 for your appointment. You can also find them on Facebook. Studio 207 North Liberty Street, Shamokin. At Weaver's Tire Service Incorporated, their #1 priority is customer satisfaction. Family owned and operated since 2010, they have served the Susquehanna Valley and surrounding communities with great service, high quality products, and professional installations. Weaver's, conveniently located at 411 Point Township Drive in Northumberland, is open Monday through Saturday. Shop for passenger commercial tires, including farm, industrial, and OTR online at weaverstires.com. Given the vast selection of tire brands, you're sure to find the replacement set that fits your needs. Call 570-473-3380. Weaver's Tire Service Incorporated in Northumberland. Are you looking for life, auto, home, or business insurance? If so, the Verano Insurance Agency is the place to go. To better serve you, the Verano Insurance Agency has offices located at 110 South Oak Street in Mount Carmel and at 2 West Independence Street in Shamokin. For the Mount Carmel office, call 570-339-4609. In Shamokin, the number to call is 570-644-0401. Verano Insurance Agency with offices in Mount Carmel and Shamokin.
Back here, and I think we're supposed to talk a little bit about this game up to this point, but they had me keeping defensive statistics, so let me give you those here in the first half, too. For Mount Carmel area, Maddox Reed, the leading tackler coming in for the Red Tornadoes. He had 7 tackles in the first half, just 2 of them unassisted. Of course, Dave told you a couple big interceptions from Michael Farinato and Xavier Diaz. Nick Nestico and Matt Chicatano also with tackles for loss. Chicatano's 1 for 6 and Nestico 1 for 2. You also heard Dave talk about the fact that for Southern Colombia, big fumble recovery. Boy, was it. Loudon Murphy recovering that fumble in the end zone to stop Mount Carmel in that opening drive. They went 5 plays, 73 yards, and it looked like Luke Blessing was going to take it into the end zone, but the ball ripped out of his hands as he was about ready to cross maybe the goal line, and Murphy falls on it. Big change of momentum there as the Tigers got the ball then out at the 20. In the first half, Dominic Fedorov, obviously the all-state linebacker, I've got him leading them with 5 tackles, and they are solo tackles too for him. Otherwise, Jake Tozlowski also with 3 as he's caught a couple guys from behind at the end too. So first half though pretty evenly played, but obviously the big thing that stands out right now is the fact that Matt Belichick, who was the backup quarterback at the start of the year, a sophomore playing pretty well with a lot of confidence. He was the JV quarterback a year ago for the Red Tornadoes, a team that only lost 1 game on the JV side. He gets knocked out with what looks like a serious injury, and now you've got a freshman, the third stringer who's in there. But I will say, as Marshall came into the game, hit a 42-yard pass play on his first pass of the game, so he showed a little confidence there as a freshman.
Oh, yeah, Marshall coming in after a devastating injury. Hopefully Belichick is going to end up being okay. Marshall coming in, throwing that long pass, looking like he belongs on the varsity level with that one. Looking kind of towards the future here for Mount Carmel, I guess you could say, with a freshman quarterback being in.
Well, it's interesting. Cole Spears is a junior. He'll be back next year, obviously, but he suffered the knee injury against Bloomsburg. Belichick, a sophomore, he's now suffered a serious injury, and Marshalik, a freshman. So stack them up for the next 3 years, and all these quarterbacks getting some experience. But the Tigers have the momentum going into halftime. There's no question about it. They get that big drive to end the first half as they go 4 plays, 50 yards officially because they had the penalty on the first play, but get it into the end zone with 23.8 seconds to play. They get the ball to start the second half as they won the toss and deferred. And so big momentum swing here at the start of the second half. Tigers would like to build off that. And Wise also looked pretty good on his last pass play, too. Blake Wise has struggled with the 2 interceptions, almost a third. I mean, just think about that change. Jake Schultz had the ball in his hands. It would have been probably a pick 6. He doesn't come up with it. And then Wise hits the big pass play down inside the 10, and the Tigers capitalize.
No, yeah, Wise looking really impressive with that shot downfield. Obviously not showing too much at the first part of the game there with the interceptions and the incompletions. But yeah, no, Blake Wise, nice shot down the middle. Was definitely a game-altering play. Great protection by the O-line there for Wise to step up into the pocket and unleash it and find Carter Madden to get them down inside the 10-yard line. It
will be interesting to see how John Dara plays it for Mount Carmel in the second half. The broadcast team has been talking about the fact that, probably going to play a little bit more conservatively with a freshman quarterback in there, but I don't know. I don't think that's really his way. I think he feels like Gavin Marshalik runs the offense and runs it well, and I think he's going to, see if he can pass it when he can. But again, the game plan coming in was they're bigger and stronger up front than Southern Columbia. Southern a little bit smallish in that front 8 this year, and they think they can run the ball at them. So you will probably see a little bit more running just by the nature of what their game plan was.
Yeah, no, definitely a shock to me at least. Southern's defense is really stepping up big time, I think. Mount Carmel's known for their big offensive line. Not having Matt Kelly, one of their better offensive linemen, a 4-year starter there, does take a toll on the offensive line, but Mount Carmel does outsize Southern Columbia, but Southern is holding their own as a gritty football team themselves on defense.
Couple scores around the Black Diamond Sports Network tonight. Danville all over Berwick right now, 35-0, 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Maybe not a surprise that Danville's winning that game, as obviously the Ironmen are one of the best teams in the state in Class 3A, but probably a surprise they're winning it in such one-sided fashion against a Berwick team that's getting better. They beat an undefeated Dallas team just recently.
No, yeah, Berwick's definitely been playing much better of late. They had the heartbreaker against Southern in the first game of the year. Had a couple losses after that, but they were playing much better of late. It's definitely a shock to me. I was thinking Berwick got a chance to upset Danville, but Danville is proving that they're an elite team at the 3A level.
And also in the third quarter, Shamokin leading Central Columbia by a score of 7-0. A Central team that obviously Southern Columbia fans and you guys saw last week, a Central team that's been struggling, quite frankly, throughout the season, but putting up a fight against the Indians. And boy, that is a Jekyll and Hyde team. As Shamokin ran all over Shikellamy and ran them out of Kemp Memorial Stadium, and then obviously had the same thing happen to them with Jersey Shore. But not a surprise, that Jersey Shore team too. I did get an update from my friend Mark Messina. He's at the Montoursville Jersey Shore game, and Jersey Shore was leading 44-0 in the first half of that one, and that's what they've been doing to everybody.
Yeah, another case of a dominant team in our area, just beating up on another solid team. Montoursville isn't a bad team. They put up a good fight against a solid Southern Columbia team. But Jersey Shore, again, just a tier above the rest.
Here, though, we've got everything that you wanted from a backyard brawl, as it's 14-all at the half, and just setting up for what's going to be a fabulous second half, I'm sure. And obviously, both teams now missing a bunch of stars, and that's what, unfortunately, football is a violent sport, and injuries are a part of the game. And both teams have sustained some serious injuries throughout the course of this year.
Yeah, definitely a shame seeing so many players on both sides on both of these teams here having season-ending injuries or other medical issues. Part of football, like you said, you just got to battle through them and have the next man up mentality if you're one of those kids coming off the bench.
So now it's a 24-minute game for these two, and again, we talked about it, big important game. Home field in the district playoffs is really at stake here. Mount Carmel thought maybe if they could win this, they can wrestle home field away, and if that would be the case, final 2 regular seasons games are at the Silver Bowl, and then they were hoping maybe they'd host 3 straight playoff games, so 5 straight games at the Silver Bowl. But Southern Columbia's got a lot to say about that right now with a 14-all game.
Yep, Southern's not going down without a fight. They know they're not having as great of a year as they're used to here in Catawissa. But they're putting up one against one of the top teams in 2A in the state of Mount Carmel, and Southern's making a statement here early.
They are indeed, and it looks like both teams are making their way down here to get ready for the second half. Actually, the clock says 0, but then they put the 3 minutes back up there, as they always do. Mount Carmel area Big Red Marching Band entertained the crowd here, and here come the Southern Columbia Tigers wearing those vintage all-black uniforms with the gold trim. But looking for Mount Carmel across the way, and I think I see the Red Tornadoes now on the hill as well. And turned over to Dave and Casey once again as our broadcast team back in the press box and all ready for the second half.
Thanks, guys, for that halftime show. As Dave re-enters the press box here, I'm sure everybody's looking forward to what is certainly going to be an epic second half battle here. Score tied at 14, Dave. Anybody's ball game.
Did you guys go over any of the scores?
Yeah, around the area.
Okay, so 7-0. Shamokin a good one, but Danville all over Berwick. A surprising 35-0 score in that one. Next week, Southern Columbia will be home, their regular season home finale against Wyoming area. That'll be heard on Bill 95.3. Mount Carmel will be on V99.7 next week as well as they host Shikellamy. Nanakoke will travel to Shamokin, and Bellefonte will travel to Danville. So 3 games, Mike, of our 4 coverage area schools against non-district or PHAC opponents, Wyoming area, Nanakoke, and Bellefonte. And then week 10, Southern will travel to Shikellamy. Shamokin at Mount Carmel in the coal bucket, one that Mount Carmel area has dominated for nearly 3 decades without losing. And Danville will be at Huntington. So the Ironmen finish off their season out of conference against Berwick, Bellefonte, and Huntington. They are, Shamokin's looking to stay around the 500 mark. Southern 5-2. Mount Carmel area looking to stay undefeated. 14-14 here. Both teams have made their way onto the field. We'll take our final 1-minute break. We'll be back with V99.7 in 1 minute.
Looking to sell scrap, including aluminum, copper, or brass? Well, the place to go is Stone Road Inn and Metal, located at 346 Rose Road in Paxinus near Shamrock Mills. Do you want to get rid of that old junker? Stone Road Iron and Metal offers automobile crushing and will be happy to get rid of that vehicle for you. For roll-off service, containers, buying all types of scrap, and automobile crushing, it's Stone Road Iron and Metal, 346 Rose Road in Paxinus near Shamrock Mills. Give them a call at 570-672-9209. Your first stop for new appliances for your home should be Chicatano Ace Hardware, 27 North Oak Street, Mount Carmel, where they specialize in name brand appliances. The staff has years of experience in the appliance industry. What that means for you is a knowledgeable salesperson and reasonable prices. Call 570-339-1453 or stop by and talk appliances with the experienced and knowledgeable staff at Chicatano Ace Hardware, 27 North Oak Street, Mount Carmel, where they service what they sell.
Back here, 14-14. In the 31st meeting between these two teams, Southern Columbia riding a 14-game winning streak in this rivalry. They lead this series 22-8 overall. In the regular season, Southern Columbia has won 18 times, Mount Carmel area 8. And in 4 district championship games, 2017, 2018, 2019, and last season, these two teams met for the district for a Class 2A gold medal, and Southern Columbia has won all 4 of those ones. And Mike, I think we're seeing two teams that probably are going to meet again later on in this season.
Yeah, probably. As I said, it's down to a 24-minute game at this stage, and a lot on the line here for home field in the district playoffs. You said they'll probably meet again. The question for Mount Carmel area is who's going to be the starting quarterback when they would meet the second time. It certainly looked like a serious injury to Matt Belichick, but give Gavin Marshalik a lot of credit. His first pass play, I think, went for 42 yards, so kid showed some moxie.
Jagosinski kicks it off, and it's going to bounce at about the 7 into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback the old-fashioned way. Southern Columbia will start, Casey, from their 20-yard line.
Tiger offense that was largely held in check in the first half. Busted coverage by the Red Tornadoes allowed Carter Madden up the seam, allowing the Tigers to tie it up before half. And what we were talking at halftime, we felt was a game that Mount Carmel had in their hands for most of the first half. They let Southern Columbia back in it. It will be very interesting to see how Coach Roth adjusts here. Not a lot of success on the ground game. What are they going to figure out here to try to get that ground game going?
And Braden Wisłowski, the leader of that group, I have him now at exactly 890 yards rushing this season. And the first handoff's going to go to him. He's going to try and get to the outside, and he's going to lose a couple. Just nothing doing for Wisłowski tonight. Maddox Reed comes through, and obviously a lot of that has to do with your blocking. Wisłowski's not getting any room to work with.
Nice job there by Maddox Reed, tracking the play down from the weak side. He comes into tonight's game with 63 tackles. That's good enough to lead this Red Tornado defense. It's been a committee approach, though, tonight. Everybody doing a good job for this Mount Carmel defense. And again, another tackle for loss, setting the Tigers up to 2nd and long.
2nd and 12. Wise back to pass. He gets hit as he throws it, and it's another interception. This one is intercepted by Garrett Verano. 2nd play, 3rd interception for Wise.
Yeah, Wise, they try to go the play fake in the backside post there. He is cracked as he tries to throw that ball. Didn't actually catch to see who that was, Mike. I'm not sure if you saw who it was.
Garrett Verano was the man that.
But who caused the?
Oh, I didn't see the hurry on that. I think it might have been number 30, Liam Bradley, was coming on a blitz.
So Bradley getting his chance to play here on defense, forces the interception. Verano able to secure it. As we've had a number of balls floating up there, now Mount Carmel takes over.
And Diaz up the middle. He runs into his tight end, or else he might have burst through for a touchdown there. Got behind big Matt Chicatano. Still picks up 8 on the play.
Big
and that
hole
puts
there
him over 100 yards on the evening.
Big hole there for Diaz. Like you said, Dave, he ran into his tight end. He might have had a lot more on that one, but a big positive play on 1st down for Mount Carmel.
Handoff to Diaz again up the middle. And he's going to get a 1st down inside the 25 to about the 23. 1st down, Red Tornadoes, as the ball just outside the red zone.
To close the half, we saw 3, 4, maybe 5 toss plays to the right side to Diaz. Coach Derrick coming out of the halftime break. He's going right up the gut, right into the heart of this Tiger defense. 2 big positive plays there. Has a 1st down for Mount Carmel, approaching the red zone here.
And I have to give a shout out to a Mount Carmel contingent in South Bend, Indiana. They're watching Notre Dame tomorrow take on Stanford. Nick Sebas, a great Red Tornado, played for Stanford back a few years ago. Diaz on the carry, gets 6 on this one. So hopefully everybody from Mount Carmel out there at Notre Dame will have fun tomorrow as they cheer on the Irish taking on the Stanford Cardinal.
More of the same here in the second half. Dave, it seems like Southern negative play after negative play on the ground. Meanwhile, Mount Carmel able to get positive yards. That's been, although the game is tied, that's why it maybe seems that Mount Carmel has dominated this one more than the scoreboard would reflect again here, approaching a scoring opportunity.
Ball at the 18 and just up the middle. That time it was Blessing. He gets 3, bringing up a 3rd and short.
Big 3rd down for both sides here. Mount Carmel, you want to capitalize on the nice interception by Garrett Verano. You want to strike first here in the second half. Obviously, every score is going to be pivotal in what is, very tight back and forth game. They're looking to strike first in the second half.
3rd and 2 from the 15. It's going to be Blessing. He gets inside the 5, and he's going to go in for the Red Tornado touchdown from 15 yards out to give Mount Carmel area the lead again.
Followed his blockers, nice there. Blessing up the right side. Mount Carmel, a lot of success running to the right side of the formation so far today. Again, Blessing, he gets in for his 2nd score of the night. Mount Carmel does indeed strike first. They go up 20-14, looking to tack one more on.
Blessing would have had the hat trick if he would able to keep possession in the first quarter when he coughed it up at the 1-yard line. And we have a flag pre-snap. It's a false start, so it makes it a longer extra point now. Still manageable with the Agazinski's leg for sure. And Southern Columbia had the momentum coming into the 3rd quarter as they had possession, but that interception when Wise was hit, requiring the ball to go over to the Tornadoes. It's Mount Carmel area now back with momentum. Jagozinski's extra point is blocked, so that could come crucial here, as it looked like Nevin Deal might have been the one that blocked it. We'll be back with V99.7 in 30 seconds. Mount Carmel leads 20-14.
Do you suffer from neck, back, or shoulder pain? Do you experience pain, numbness, or tingling in your arms or legs? Is your lifestyle hampered by headaches? If so, you could be like tens of thousands of other people who have found relief from these and other ailments through chiropractic care. Give Dr. Philip Manny of the Manny Chiropractic Clinic, 44 North Market Street in Shamokin a call at 570-644-2225 to schedule your appointment. Most insurance is accepted, including auto and workers' compensation. That phone number again is 570-644-BAC-BACK.
So now we'll see how Southern Columbia responds, trailing 20-14. That block extra point, we'll see. There's still plenty of football, Casey, but that could potentially be our Chickatana A's Hardware game-changing moment.
Well, just keep an eye on it as this one progresses. Obviously, in a close game, every point's going to matter. I think first and foremost, if this is going to remain a ball game, the Southern Columbia offense has to find something that works for them. The ground game has been absolutely stopped completely by this Mount Carmel defense. Other than one drive in the first half, there has been absolutely nothing there. Obviously, the big play to Carter Madden and a half got points on the board, but they're going to need to find something a bit more consistent, I think, here to keep this thing close.
And they kick it to Wisłowski, surprising as he takes it from the 10. He's across the 20, across the 30, still moving forward across the 40, finally drug down around the 46-yard line. Red Tornadoes are... Is Wisłowski down now? Somebody's injured over on the sideline. I don't know. I see.
It's a Mount Carmel player.
Okay, we don't know obviously who that is.
Interesting, though, like you said, Dave, that they decide to kick to him. Little sneaky adjustment there. Mount Carmel's been kicking to Loudon Murphy, who lines up on the left side of the kick return team for Southern Columbia. This time they switch Wisłowski over to that left side. I'm not sure if Jagodzinski and the Red Tornado special teams unit actually caught that. They kick it to Wisłowski, and Wisłowski gets a real nice return out of it, almost to midfield. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye on the injured player over there. Hope he's doing okay.
Player is up, and it was Michael Farinato that was shaken up on that kickoff return, but he's up and walking it off.
So we hope he's all right and able to get back into this one. Obviously, seniors having a nice game. Tiger's going to take over, Dave.
1st and 10 from the 46. Handoff to Murphy, and he's not going anywhere as Brett Horton was bulldozed back in the backfield by Chickatano, and Carter Madden on that carry loses 3.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage is being dominated by Mount Carmel. We came into this one expecting them to do so, but they've certainly not disappointed. They're all over the place. You know, you name it. Between Chickatano, Nestico, Geary, Shimko, all these guys are really driving the line of scrimmage back, allowing a lot of these good linebackers for Mount Carmel to make some plays. Tigers, it seems like again and again and again, starting 2nd and long.
2nd down and 13 as Wise is back to pass. He's going to escape. He's going to get a 1st down and run out of bounds. Good decision there as Wise saw the pocket closing quickly. He doesn't run often, but that time he picked up 14 yards and a 1st down for the Tigers.
Yeah, really smart play there by Wise. Mount Carmel's in some man-to-man look. Southern's trying to flood the right side of the field. Wise steps up in a pocket and escapes for a big 1st down. Something very rarely have seen out of the Tigers quarterback this year, but a really nice play there by Wise to get a much-needed 1st down for Southern.
1st and 10 Tigers from the Tornado 44. Handoff goes to Wisłowski. He's going to get close to 1st down yardage. Nice, tough running there by Wisłowski as he picks up 9 on the play.
That time he cut that one up. He was trying to get the edge. Mount Carmel's done such a nice job setting that edge all night. That time he cut it up, carrying a couple defenders forward at a big 1st down. Finally, a big 1st down carry for Southern Columbia.
2nd and 1 from the Tornado 35. 7:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Up the gut goes Biermas. He's inside the 20, the 15, the 10, and he's going to be tackled around the 5-yard line by Jacob Schultz. A nice run there as Biermas picks up. Where was the ball spotted at?
Big gain there for Biermas.
35.
So we'll say 30 on the pickup there. And a first down, Casey.
Yeah, big play there by Biermoss. Mount Carmel over, pursuing out to the sweep. They hit him with a dive up the middle. Big hole, big gain for Biermoss.
First and goal from the 5. Handoff goes to Madden, and he's going to squeak through. They're going to call him down inside the 1. About as close as you can get to the end zone. I think as the official's left foot is actually standing on the gold turf, which is the Tigers' end zone. So it's going to bring up second and goal from about the half-foot line, we'll call it. Wonder here if you just keep it up the middle with Wise. They're going to give it to Madden, and Madden's going to take it in for the Tiger touchdown. 6:13 left. There is a flag, however, so this is going to be huge to see what the flag is. Touchdown's good. Unsportsmanlike penalty. Against who? Looks like they're talking it over. The official... They're going over to talk to Mount Carmel's coaches, but we have to get an official word. What's the ref going to call? He said unsportsmanlike. He didn't say on who. Now they're still talking things over. Unsportsmanlike penalty against Southern Colombia. The touchdown's good, but this makes the extra point longer. So interesting here, Casey. As Madden scores his second touchdown of the game, and now we have an extra point from 35 yards out. High snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. So Southern Colombia takes a 21-20 lead with 6:13 left in the third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Black Diamond Sports Network would like to thank the Bernie Romanowski chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame for their support of our broadcast schedule. The Bernie Romanowski Chapter Hall of Fame annually recognizes the accomplishments from athletes from Line Mountain, Our Lady of Lourdes, Shamokin area, and Southern Columbia. For more information on the Hall of Fame, contact Bernie Romanowski Jr.
Casey, could we have expected more out of this one?
Awesome game here in the backyard brawl. Tigers regaining the lead after an extended extra point there by Carter. Tigers going to Carter Madden around the goal line tonight. Again, they go to the base formation. Mount Carmel overplaying the side with Slosky's on and Coach Roth. And the Tiger offense is content letting Madden punch these in from short distance. He's 2 for 2 in that regard tonight. A big drive there for Southern Columbia, initiated by the big run by Jack Biermoss.
So right now, the PATs on the last 2 touchdowns has been the difference, as Madden's going to score, and Carter kicks it to Diaz. He gets it at the 8. He has running room. He's across the 35, and he's going to be hit hard, but a really nice return. That was the kicker, Casey. That was Isaac Carter that laid the boom there. He's a former linebacker. A heck of a hit there by Carter, and he's getting a standing applause from the Tigers faithful, but a nice return by Diaz, as Mount Carmel area will start this drive. 6 minutes, 3 seconds left in the third quarter from the 37-yard line of their own, trailing 21-20. And I would not think they're going to throw the ball at all, as Blessing gets out past the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Biermoss makes the stop after Blessing picks up 5 on the play. He has 10 carries, Diaz 14 carries, so the 2 leading rushers for the Red Tornadoes coming in, Casey, have been the 2 that they've certainly relied on behind that big and experienced offensive line.
Offensive line for Mount Carmel doing a great job as they have all night. Creating a big push there, another big positive gain on first down.
2nd and 5 from the 43. This time it's Verano, and he's going to get 6. He needed 5 for the first down, and Carter Madden's getting up gimpy here. Looks like his ankle. Verano picks up the first down to move the sticks on a 6-yard pickup by the senior. And the ball spotted at the 49-yard line with under 5 minutes left in this third quarter. They're bringing out Jagosinski, so they're going back to the Wildcat look here, as it looks like it's going to be Farinato in there now. And the Tigers have to be ready for him to throw the football. He's going to keep it this time. He's going to go up the middle. There was a flag, so it's going to be a false start or an illegal procedure. Yep, that's what it is, a 5-yard penalty on the Red Tornadoes. Fedorov made the stop, but the Tigers are going to... What do we have here? Clock didn't stop, so illegal shift against the Red Tornadoes will result in a 5-yard penalty, making it 1st and 15. Southern Columbia leading 21-20 with 4:26 left in the third quarter. Casey, if I'm Coach Dara, I'm not throwing the ball again this entire game.
Certainly back to the traditional, at least in recent years, it appears, offensive formation, power offense, and it's worked here in the second half behind a stout offensive line, whether it's been Blessing, Verano, Farinato, or Diaz, all picking up positive yards for Mount Carmel. As we go back and forth here at Tiger Stadium,
we haven't seen the fullback Ryan Widener get any carries yet, as Verano's going to get it, and he's going to get back past the original line of scrimmage, so he picks up 6 on the play. It's tackled by Wisławski, and the ball spotted at midfield.
Back to the inside reverse there to Verano. They've gone to that play time and time again tonight. Nice diving tackle there by Wisławski. There was a lot of green grass, green turf, if you will, in front of Verano. Wisławski able to bring him down at the original first down marker.
2nd down and a long 9. As Marshalik's back to pass, he has a wide open Farinato, and Farinato is going to take it inside the 20. Wide open. He takes it to the 15-yard line, so a 35-yard completion as the Red Tornadoes catch the Tigers off guard.
Wide open there is Farinato, almost identical to the Tigers' first half scoring play to Matt, and that time Farinato makes the catch. Nice ball on the play there by the freshman Marshalik, getting another completion. He could certainly sling the rock here tonight inside the red zone now for Mount Carmel.
It's going to be Widener, who I talked about, going up the middle, and a nice tough run there. It looked like he was trying to hurdle at first. He's going to take it to the 10-yard line as he picks up 5 on his first carry. Widener, obviously, as the fullback, doesn't get a lot of carries in this offense, but the junior did pick up a nice gain there on first down, bringing up a 2nd down and 5.
I'd expect nothing other than power football here from Mount Carmel. Get behind your line, Shimko, Geary, Langton, Lamas, Nestico. Let those big boys create the holes that they have all night. Be shocked to see anything else here from Mount Carmel.
2nd and 5 from the 10. Diaz has it. He's going to get the first down as he takes it to the 5-yard line, just inside. First down, Red Tornadoes. 1st and goal for the Red Tornadoes at the 4, trailing 21-20 with just over 2 minutes left in this third quarter of play. It's going to be up the middle, I would say, Casey, 4 straight plays if they don't score before that.
Certainly be shocked to see anything else. They've had so much success running the football, especially down here in the red zone. As we see Blessing in the backfield, I would be...
Al Bailey also in there, Casey. Blessing's going to keep it on a designed Wildcat, but it's going to be a false start, it appears, unless the Tigers jumped.
Coach Dara likes going to that Wildcat formation down here. He's done it a number of times. Blessing's had success. Still think we're still waiting for a call here, Dave?
Yeah. Which, if you threw the flag, you have to know what you threw it for. Oh, delay a game. Didn't get the play off in time.
So Tigers bring in a few substitutions here. Some fresh bodies up front. Jude Bremingen coming in at defensive tackle. Big stand here if they can make it for the Tigers. Obviously, this Mount Carmel offensive line has dominated them to this point. This could be a big turning point here. Goal-to-go opportunity.
1st and goal from the 9 for the Red Tornadoes. 1:58 left in the 3rd quarter. Handoff goes to Diaz. And Diaz gets a couple. Fedorov led the charge there. I see Jude Bremingen also in there, Casey. The starting guard for the Tigers, the sophomore, in there in this goal line defense for the Tigers.
Diaz has been so good in space all night tonight. Very shifty back, trying to get in some space there, but in this goal line situation, obviously a lot harder to find that space. Good job there by this Tigers goal line unit. Really, you know, a 1-yard gain, maybe the least amount that they've gained on a running play all half.
2nd and goal from the 7. Minute 15 left in the 3rd quarter. Handoff goes to Farinado, and he's going to get inside the 5, tripped up around the 3, and looked like he was going to score there, but he just tripped up. I don't know if he slipped.
He's coming up a bit gimpy on the play, Dave. I'm not sure. I couldn't see it from my angle if he was tripped up or if he slipped.
I think he might be cramping. We'll see here.
Regardless, it looked like you said, Dave, wide open end zone there, but he is going to be down short, about 4 yards short, going to bring up a 3rd down after the injury.
So we'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to the best of Cole Region High School football on the Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7.
The Academy Sports Center is a proud supporter of all area teams. The Academy Sports Center is your area headquarters for customized apparel for all team sports. They also feature a complete selection of t-shirts, sweats, hats, hoodies, and other school logo items. If you need trophies or plaques, they can make them on site to suit your needs. Stop in and see the friendly, personable owners and staff at Academy Sports Center, located at 18 South Oak Street, Mount Carmel, or give them a call at 570-339-3399.
Good to see Farinado able to get up and walk off on his own there. I think it was a bit of a cramp. Either way, we have 3rd and goal from the 3. Tornadoes looking to retake the lead here as the play comes in. It's going to be Blessing at the quarterback position in the Wildcat. Bailey to his right side. And Blessing's going to keep it himself and take it in for the touchdown. It looked like there was some movement there before the snap. It's not called, and Blessing scores from 3 yards out, and the Red Tornadoes take the lead again.
That offensive line paving the way again as Nick Nestico going crazy in celebration. He paved the way in for Blessing's 3rd touchdown of the game. Tigers unable to get a stop again. And we're back and forth on the seesaw again here. Dave, Mount Carmel answers. The Tigers score. They retake the lead here as we approach the end of the 3rd quarter. And it does appear that they are going to be looking to go for 2 to get back up 7.
Yeah, that's a smart move by the Red Tornadoes coaching staff. I'd just do the same thing. And it's going to be Blessing. Is he in? Yes, he is. He reaches out and takes it in himself for the 2-point conversion. 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's Mount Carmel area 28, Southern Colombia 21. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Lisa Lebo, licensed massage therapist, is helping people in our area deal with the stress and strain of everyday life. She invites you to come, relax, refresh, and restore your body. Her modalities include Swedish, therapeutic, and deep muscle massage, as well as reflexology. New clients are now being accepted. Lisa is located in the office of Dr. Philip Manny at 44 North Market Street in Shamokin. Call 570-644-2225 for an appointment today.
Back here, Red Tornadoes respond admirably to take a 28-21 lead on Luke Blessing's third touchdown run on his last 5 carries, Casey.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Mount Carmel just time and time again relying on that running game. Obviously, with Belichick out, they have in spots gone to Marshalik over the air, and he's had some success, but for the most part, Mount Carmel going back to maybe the way they've played football in more recent times, the past couple of years, relying on that offensive line to pave the way for a number of ball carriers.
Tigers are playing pretty deep here, and it's going to be trying to look for blockers ahead of him, and he's going to get across the 20 to about the 27-yard line, where the Tigers will start their possession late here in the third quarter.
And it is of utmost importance for the Tigers to keep answering here. I just took my headset off for a second. This Mount Carmel fan base that has traveled in numbers is absolutely electric. They are going nuts over on the sideline. They can finally taste it. It's been 14 long games since they've last beaten the Tigers. They are within a quarter of doing so. Who's going to get the first stop here of the second half, Dave?
We shall see. Handoff goes to Wisłowski, and Wisłowski's going to try to bring it back. He switches sides of the field. He's going to get a first down on his own as he takes it out near the 40. It's going to be a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Tigers. Nothing doing there on the right side for Wisłowski, and he switches fields and picks up the first down on his own.
Yeah, nice job cutting back there. Seeing the whole field, using his speed to get back to the other side. Not an easy thing to do to reverse fields, but gets enough for a Tiger first down.
He was out of bounds there as the clock stops. It's going to go to Biermas up the middle. Nice, tough running there by Biermas as he picks up 6, and now he's down, it appears. So we'll see if it's a cramp or what. We've had a lot of injuries. It looks like it is a cramp. Obviously, a lot of injuries, and Mike, you can talk about this. Southern Columbia's starters have gone deep into games this year. Mount Carmel area playing an easier schedule up to this point. Most of the time their starters are out by halftime, so.
Yeah, certainly. I think if you look at it, the last 3 games, they've won in resounding fashion. They've been, in the mercy rule in all of them, and you're right. Their starters haven't gone as deep. I don't know, you'd seen the Michael Farinato injury, cramp, whatever it was down there. But remember, he was also shaken up on that kickoff return, too, so he might be bothered by something other than a cramp, too. But this, at least initially, looked like a cramp situation for Biermas.
So Tigers aren't going to have to run another play here. They can let the third quarter come to an end as Biermas is limping off the field. Looked like a cramp at first, but when he went down, thought he was holding at his ankle, but he doesn't need any help getting off, so we'll see if he's able to return. For the amount of players down, obviously just the Belichick one's been a player that has not come back.
Yep.
Southern Columbia is going to hand the ball off to Wisłowski, and Wisłowski's going nowhere. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. After 3, it's Mount Carmel area 28, Southern Columbia 21. We'll be back on the Black Diamond Sports Network in 1 minute.
Black Diamond Sports Network would like to take this opportunity to thank EasternPAFootball.com for providing a listing of our broadcast schedule on their website. For more information regarding high school football in Pennsylvania, check out EasternPAFootball.com. Access live updated scores for all Black Diamond Sports Network broadcasts by accessing our Twitter account at BlackDiamondSN. 2 decades of broadcasting excellence, Black Diamond Sports Network, where you can always get your game on.
So a big third down coming up here, Casey.
Yeah, what do? Not much success on the ground. Obviously not a whole lot of success in the air, and you risk the turnover, 3 interceptions on the night, but you got to do one of them if you're the Tigers. I can't wait to see what Coach Rata has dialed up on a very, very critical third down.
So it's going to be a pitch to Wisławski. He has some opening. He's inside Red Tornado territory for the first down. Tried to get Wisławski out in space there to showcase his speed, and he's going to pick up 15 yards for the first down.
Might have been the fastest he's looked all night. Got to the edge, wasn't trying to wait for a cutback lane or anything. Needed 5 yards. He got it for the first down. Critical as we move on here. Because your defense has shown no signs of being able to really stop this Mount Carmel offense in the second half. It looks like it's going to have to be back and forth.
Southern should have snapped the ball quickly there as Mount Carmel had 12 men on the field. But either way, it's Loudon Murphy off the edge. He's going to get probably 5 there. That's his first carry of the second half. So they're going to spot it at the 34-yard line. Out of bounds, stops the clock. 11:28 remaining in this highly entertaining Week 8 matchup between two rivals. It's going to be Murphy again. Not much doing, and there's a flag coming in from the back. We'll see where it was thrown. It has to be a hold. Yes, it is. It's a hold against the Tigers. That's Southern's third penalty. Mount Carmel area has committed 4.
Southern goes into that balanced 2 tight end, 3 running back look there to try to play some power football and pick up enough, but a really, really ill-advised holding by Southern Columbia. Going to make it second and very long. Might force you to try to get something going through the air here.
It'll be 2nd and 15 now. From the 45, double reverse goes to Murphy. He's going to take it inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line, so a pickup of 7 on the play.
Big third down. Tigers bringing in 2 wide receivers, maybe looking to spread the field a bit more. On this play, who's going to step up and make a play? Not a lot of receivers have a lot of stats on the board for the Tigers tonight. Let's see if they try to get one involved here.
Third down from the 38. Wise back to pass. He looks, and it's going to be intercepted. On the interception for the Red Tornadoes is Jacob Schultz.
Schultz having one heck of a game tonight there. Pass well behind Murphy, trying to get him going in the flat there on a little square route. Schultz undercut it with a great play. Poor pass there by Wise. That's going to go as a 4th interception on the game. Came into this one talking about needing to limit mistakes, penalties, turnovers that get you into long situations. It seems like that was a critical error in a time where they couldn't afford it for Southern Columbia.
So Mount Carmel area looking to take a 2-score game in a game that has been within 1 score all evening as Xavier Diaz goes up the gut. He gets out to about the 43-yard line. And unless Mount Carmel area, Casey, which they've done a couple of times tonight, unless the Tornadoes see something where they can beat the Tigers deep, you're going to see a lot of that for the remainder of this game as Mount Carmel area is looking to stay undefeated and maintain the top seed in the District 4 Class 2A playoffs. 2nd and 5 from the 43. Farinato has it. He's up the middle. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, and a nice run there by Farinato as he takes it all the way to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 42 yards.
That young man is gutting it out. He is limping after that play, but gets it up on the inside reverser where they've gone time and time again. Big hole on the play. Gets it into the red zone. Mount Carmel looking to break this thing open, go up 2 scores.
1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. That was their 14th first down of this game. It's going to be Marshalik pitching it out to Diaz, and Diaz has an opening, and he's going to go untouched, 15 yards out for a Red Tornado touchdown.
Toss play there. Diaz gets into space. Nobody's going to even come close to catching him. Nice job by the left side of that Mount Carmel line, washing down the Tigers' perimeter defenders. Diaz untouched into the end zone as the Mount Carmel student section has their entire fan base on their feet, taking a commanding 2-score lead here in the 4th quarter.
Diaz now up to 144 yards in this game as Jagosinski had his last extra point blocked 2 scores ago. This one is up, and this one is good. So with 9:07 left in this game, Mount Carmel area 35, Southern Columbia 21. We'll be back with V99.7 in 30 seconds.
If you would like to learn more about Southern Columbia area football, visit www.scatigerfootball.com. Read about the program's storied history. Check out schedules and other upcoming football-related events, including the latest Booster Club activities. They even have information about coaches, former players, and links to college and professional websites that have former Tigers on their roster. The central reference point for Southern Columbia football is www.scatigerfootball.com.
So 35-21 here as Mount Carmel area has all the momentum. With a lot of seniors on that line, Casey, you could tell that they definitely want this one as they've controlled the line on both sides of the football.
Well, they've been the story of the second half. Coach Dara making, I wouldn't even call it an adjustment, just a commitment to old school power football in the second half. And his veteran, experienced offensive line has, as we've mentioned countless times tonight, just dominated up front, propelling this Mount Carmel Red Tornado team to a 2-touchdown lead.
Murphy on the return. He's across the 20 to about the 27, where the Tigers will set up shot here with exactly 9 minutes to go in this game.
If you're Blake Wise for Southern Columbia here, you have to have a short memory. It has not been your night through the air, but now trailing 2 scores. With the clock starting to be not your friend here and only 9 and change left, you'd think they're probably going to have to start to continue, I should say, go to the air. You have to have a short memory and continue to try to find some receivers downfield.
Pitch goes to Wisłowski, and he's got nothing going as he's able to pick up 3 on the play, but just not anything for Wisłowski to get through here. And interesting, Casey, not that anybody cares, but the last 2 Southern drives have started at the 27-yard line. The last 2 Mount Carmel drives have started at the 37-yard line. One of those meaningless stats in the end, but chances of that happening are rare. 2nd down and 8. Wise back to pass. He looks, he fires, and it's over the head of the intended receiver, Kyle Chrisman. Chrisman had a step, but it was just too far in front of the junior.
Tough pass to complete there for Wise. They're trying to go across the field on a comeback route at the line to gain. Diaz staying over the top of Crispin. Like you said, Crispin might have had a step on him, but pass well over the head of Crispin. No real chance of a completion there. Now we have another 3rd and long set up by this Mount Carmel defense.
3rd and long from the 29. Wise back to pass. He looks, he fires. Nice one there. It's complete to Jake Hoy as he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line, so an 18-yard pickup. A much-needed first down for the Tigers.
Gutsy play there. They go right back to it. Across the field, out-breaking route. That time Wise put it on the numbers, and Hoy's able to catch it. You had to have it if you're Southern Columbia. 3 and out there would have most likely all but sealed the deal. Absolutely crucial to keep this one going near midfield.
1st and 10, Tigers. From the 47, down by 2 scores. Wise back to pass. Tries to escape pressure, and he does, and he throws it out of bounds. And that's got to be intentional grounding, I'd imagine.
Dave, I remember week 1, Andy Ulickney let us know that now if the quarterback in high school is outside the pocket, there does not have to be an intended receiver near. A lot of the Mount Carmel fans may be not aware of that rule change as they are booing heavily. But my interpretation of that there was Wise was out of the pocket, so as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage, able to throw it away with no intended receiver nearby.
So what you're saying, Casey, is that it was a wise decision.
You got it, Dave.
By Blake Wise. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Wise back to pass. He looks, he fires, and he overthrows Wisłowski, who would have had his man beat. Chase Belichick celebrating there, but he was toasted if that ball was thrown.
It certainly looked like Wisłowski had his step. If you're Wise, you got to give him a chance to make a play. You're running a wheel route there for Wisłowski, one of the fastest players in the state. You got to give him a chance to make a play on the ball. Like you said, Dave, it looked from our angle that he certainly had a step or two on the entire Mount Carmel defense.
3rd and 10 from the 47. Back to pass. He's going to keep it, and he slides after only a gain of 1. I don't know if that was a wise decision there. At this point, down 2 touchdowns, you have to try and do something.
Boy, I cannot believe that Coach Roth is sending out the punting unit. You're near midfield. I know you have 9 yards to gain. Defense hasn't even resembled being able to create a stop. This Mount Carmel offense has been dominating. Very shocked this late in the game that he is going to elect to punt the ball back to a ground game that they can't get off the field, for lack of a better word.
So it's a high snap over Isaac Carter's head, and he's going to get it off and gets a kick. What a nice play there by Isaac Carter. An outstanding play.
Isaac Carter's been the best player on the field for the Tigers tonight. I know they wish that they could have him on more than just special teams, but a punt that was seemingly 40 yards in the backfield still somehow gets a positive play on it. Again, though, Dave, I mean, aren't you shocked to see the Tigers punt there near midfield? I know they got 9 yards to gain, but Mount Carmel has scored every time they've touched the ball this half.
Completely shocked.
7 minutes to go in this one. I'm not even sure you're going to be able to get the ball back.
So, 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes leading 35-21 from their 27-yard line. I keep saying everything's starting at the 27 or 37. Handoff goes to Blessing, and Blessing gets a nice carry behind his big man up front. He's going to take it out to the 34 to pick up 7. And the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes obviously are glad to see 35 points for them, 21 for the other team. But even more glad to see that clock continue to tick as it's now under 6.5 minutes left to play.
Time is on their side, and they've been getting 5 yards or more on every single run, it seems like, in the second half. Nothing's going to change here. You know what's coming. They're going to run it.
So Farinado up the middle. He gets a first down out past the 40-yard line. And he's going to get...
Don't forget,
6.
Soon to come, we will have the Chickatano Ace Hardware game-changing moment. As we compile our thoughts on what that might be. We do have a stoppage on the field.
Not sure why.
Official has now wound the clock. What do you do if you're Andy Mills here? What are you going to try to dial up? How are you going to get this Mount Carmel offense off the field?
Well, you got to sell out on the run at this point. Have faith in your one-on-one defensive backs because Mount Carmel's not going to run the ball as Blessing nearly fumbled it there. He does maintain possession, which is the most important thing, picking up 2 yards, and it looks like we have another cramping situation.
It's been a war of attrition out here tonight, a very physical football game between both teams. Everybody leaving it all out there.
So we'll take a 30-second break here. You're listening to Black Diamond Sports Network and V99.7.
Let's get ready to rumble with the best sports coverage in the Valley. Pick up a copy of the News Item Weekender for the most comprehensive high school sports coverage. No one can beat the News Item in local news and sports coverage. Pick up a copy at the newsstand, or better yet, subscribe and have it delivered right to your front door. Online e-editions are also available. Don't delay and subscribe today. Visit www.newsitem.com for details. The News Item, your local hometown newspaper.
So getting up off the field is senior Michael Langton. He's in there now at guard for the Red Tornadoes. Not a serious injury. It looks like a cramp there for the starting center.
Right, that is the one key, though. He is the starting center,
Right.
so they have a new person coming into the snap. That's Logan Herb, a 6'3", 245 freshman. So you've got a freshman center snapping to a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, you don't see that often. Maybe in a blowout game, but not in a highly competitive game like this one. 5:25 and counting left to play. Handoff goes to Blessing. Blessing's going to be knocked out of bounds. So just a yard pickup, and Tigers, in essence, save a timeout there.
Yeah, I think a mistake there if you're Blessing. I think you want to keep this ball in bounds. Again, Mount Carmel, I mean, literally is only running one play. They're running the same power play. They're pulling their backside linemen. They're just trying to get 3-4 yards, 5 yards pop here. That time the Tigers do a good job of stringing it out and able to tackle Blessing out of bounds, stopping the clock. And it is 3rd and 8 here. If you're going to have any chance of coming back in this one for Southern Columbia, you got to have a stop, and you got to have it right now.
Handoff goes to Verano. Verano's going to pick up 3, but he's going to be short of the first down. So 4th down, a punting situation, one would assume, unless Coach Dara is going to go for it here.
Well, it's a gutsy call. You go, you get it, you almost ice the game here. You don't get it, you give the Tigers the ball back on a short field. But your Coach Dara, you're winless in your career against Southern Columbia. 14 straight losses, you got to go for it. This is your chance to ice the game. I love the call by Dara. Playing gutsy football. Let's see, 4th and 4.
And it looks like they're trying to get the Tigers to jump. And Coach Dara takes a timeout. Good coaching there as he lets the play clock get down. So 4:27 remaining. Tornadoes 35, Tigers 21. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Do you want to make a difference in a child's life? Well, now you can by becoming a mentor with Pennsylvania Mentor. Pennsylvania Mentor places children in need of homes with caring people who we call mentors. Mentors come from all walks of life. Mentors are people just like you. To learn more about how you can make a difference and become a mentor with Pennsylvania Mentor, call Jennifer at 570-213-1748 or go to www.makeadifferenceathome.com. That's 570-213-1748 or makeadifferenceathome.com. Change a child's life. Become a mentor.
And also, I wanted to bring up, tomorrow there's an annual PEO Chapter BK Garage Sale at the Ralpho Township Community Park in Elysburg. It's a non-profit organization that gives thousands of dollars of scholarships to local schools each year. So if you're free, stop on over tomorrow from 9 to 5 at the community park, all home days, where you can help raise money for a non-profit organization that gives money for scholarships. And the punt there by the Red Tornadoes is downed inside the 20. So a nice punt there by Yagazinski, pinning the Tigers deep.
Baffling that Murphy let that one bounce. We've seen that multiple times from the Southern returnman and an offense that has been completely shut down by this Mount Carmel defensive unit. I am shocked that Murphy wouldn't try to make something happen on special teams there. Murphy been a very good punt returner and special team player on the year. Nonetheless, Tigers pinned back deep. One final chance to try to make this a one-score game, get back into it here.
4:15 left. The Tigers would have to go 84 yards to cut this two-score deficit in half. Wise is back to pass. He looks, he fires. It's complete to Tuzaleski for a Tiger first down out to the 32-yard line, so a 16-yard completion there for the Tigers.
We've seen the Tigers go to that play a number of times today. Tuzaleski finding a soft spot in the Mount Carmel defense, settling down. This time, him and Wise able to make the connection, first down.
1st and 10 as the clock will move now. The ball's set at the 32-yard line. Wise back to pass. He looks, he fires, and this one's going to be intercepted by Matt Belichick's brother, Chase Belichick, and that should just about do it. 5 interceptions by 5 different Red Tornadoes in this one, Casey.
Outstanding defense played all night by everybody on that Mount Carmel unit. As we see deep embraces on the Mount Carmel sideline and in the huddle, they've been waiting, like I mentioned, their whole life for an opportunity to knock off the Tigers. That interception by Belichick is going to have them one possession away from icing this thing out and pulling off a victory here at Tiger Field.
Kind of neat, obviously, from a sad situation. His twin brother goes off in an ambulance, and he kind of ices the deal here. We'll be bringing you the Chickatanoways Hardware game-changing moment on this drive here as the handoff's up the middle to Diaz. He gets 3 yards on the play. Casey, your thoughts on the Chickatanoways Hardware game-changing moment?
Well, Dave, I don't know if I have a single play, perhaps. I think what I'm going to go with is coming out of halftime, the commitment by John Dara, his coaching staff, and the entire Red Tornadoes team to get behind that veteran offensive line and just pound the football. Southern not able to stop it all night. I'm going to say the line play, both offensively and defensively, my game-changing, I would say, players, moments, whatever you want to call it, Chickatanoways Hardware game-changing moment of the game.
So handoff goes to Verano. He's going to get 5 more, and the Chickatanoways Hardware game-changing moment.
Tonight's game-changing moment is brought to you by Chickatanoways Hardware, 27 North Oak Street, Mount Carmel. The staff at Chickatanoways Hardware averages 40 years of experience in the appliance industry. Call 570-339-1453 or stop by and talk appliances with the experienced and knowledgeable staff at Chickatanoways Hardware, 27 North Oak Street, Mount Carmel, where they service what they sell.
And one of the family members, Matthew Chickatano, the tight end, Division I commit for the Red Tornadoes, one of those captains that's been waiting his whole life to beat Southern Colombia. Diaz gets the handoff up the middle, got enough for a first down as he picks up 4 on the play. That's his 20th carry for 151 yards, and that, Casey, should just about do it.
As we look over here at the Mount Carmel side, that we can see a standing ovation for this Mount Carmel team. Student section with their lights out, crowd on their feet. The town of Mount Carmel, Coltmont, Atlas, you name it, they're going to be celebrating tonight, finally getting the big monkey off the back. They're going to move to 8-0 on the season, and just a stellar second half of football played by this Red Tornado unit.
Farinado gets the handoff. He gets a yard on the play. So he approaches 90 yards on the evening. So Southern Colombia's 4-game district championship run of beating the Red Tornadoes, if they're able to do it, it'll be at the Silver Bowl this year, and the 14-game winning streak in this rivalry for the Tigers is going to be snapped. It's been a while since Mount Carmel area has beaten Southern Colombia, obviously, more than a decade. Handoff goes to Blessing, as he's going to get 3 on the carry.
And it really has been a total team effort today from Mount Carmel. Obviously, they've had to go a little bit away from the passing game that they've been so successful with all year. But, I mean, literally every single player in this Mount Carmel team has stepped up. Offensively, defensively, everybody has contributed and made what I think many of them dreamed about for a long time come true tonight.
Can't say enough about the freshman quarterback either. Threw 2 nice balls today, and that really you could have talked about as a game-changing moment. Is that 42-yard pass play right when he came in, too.
I like that idea as well. So Blessing up the middle. Gets 4 more. And that will do it. Final score in this one, Mount Carmel area 35, Southern Colombia 21. We'll take a 2-minute break and bring you the post-game show as I go down to get my interview for the news item, NPA football news. Congratulations to the Red Tornadoes. Best of wishes to Matt Belichick. And I'm expecting in about a month from now these two teams to meet in the District 4 Championship.
If you are looking to score a touchdown with a new bank, pass the ball over to UNB Bank, locally owned and operated for over 115 years. UNB Bank provides checking and savings solutions, mobile banking, and low fees. UNB Bank also provides lending that's local with quick response time on applications because decisions are made locally. Score that extra point today with UNB Bank. UNB Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Saving money on your next vehicle is as easy as SMC, Sunbury Motors Company. Since 1915, SMC provides total commitment for complete customer satisfaction. Sunbury Motors Company sells new Fords and Hyundais from the North 4th Street Auto Plaza, Sunbury, and new Kias from their location on the Golden Strip in Hummel's Wharf. Your next new vehicle should come from Sunbury Motors Company. SMC, selling more cars by satisfying more customers. A tradition of trust since 1915. www.sunburymotors.com. Bloom Heating LLC, located at 854 Center Street, Cole Township, is your #1 source for heating oil delivery. Off-road diesel fuels, boilers, warm air, and ductless AC. Bloom Heating LLC is family-owned and operated and has been providing quality service since 1995. Owner Brett Bloom and his staff will meet all your heating and cooling needs. They even offer 24-hour emergency service. Call them at 570-644-3780. Bloom Heating LLC on Center Street in Tharptown. Tonight's Mount Carmel area at Southern Columbia game is being sponsored in part by Triple Play Custom Apparel, 605 Mill Street in downtown Danville. Triple Play offers custom apparel for businesses, schools, organizations, and sport teams. Stop in to see their assortment of products or visit them online at www.itstripleplay.com. Triple Play, design Coach Roth and his staff's hats and player t-shirts. Let Triple Play design your team's apparel so you'll look like a winner when you take the field, court, or mat. Give Jim or Lindsay a call at 570-441-1638.
Welcome back here to those listening on V99.7 on the Black Diamond Sports Network and watching live on the Southern Columbia Athletics YouTube page. We have a final here, Mount Carmel securing that ever elusive victory over the Southern Columbia Tigers. They moved to 8-0 on the season. It was a complete team effort. There was a back-and-forth game in large part for most of the game, but in the second half, that experienced stellar offensive and defensive line for Mount Carmel proved to be too much for the Southern Columbia line to handle. They dominated, powered a rushing attack that was led by a number of guys. And as my co-hosts here compile their stats, you guys ready to do some of the post-game stats?
I think so.
Go ahead, guys.
So the post-game stats, are being brought to you by GDK Development of Shamokin and its subsidiaries, Bruiser's Sports Grill in Cole Township and Burger King with locations in Healdsburg and Sunbury. So for the Southern offense, they achieved 12 first downs. Wisłowski on the ground. Braden Wisłowski, 15 carries for 74 yards. Jack Biermoss, 7 carries for 52 yards. Loudon Murphy, 5 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown. Carter Madden, 6 carries for 10 yards with 2 touchdowns. And Blake Wise, 2 carries for 15 yards. Through the air, Blake Wise finishes 3 for 14 for 71 yards with no touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Receiving-wise, Carter Madden, 1 for 47. Jake Coy, 1 for 18. And Jake Tuzaleski, 1 for 16. Over to Mount Carmel. They achieved 16 first downs in the game. Starting on the ground, Xavier Diaz, 20 rushes for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Luke Blessing, 16 rushes for 77 yards and 3 touchdowns. Farinato, 6 rushes for 89 yards. Belichick, 3 carries for 25 yards. Verano, 5 carries for 22 yards. And Widener, 1 carry for 5 yards. Through the air, Matt Belichick and Gavin Marshalik both were in the game due to the injury to Matt Belichick. Taking a look here, not too sure.
Looks like Belichick was 1 for 2.
For 47 yards.
Yep.
And then Marshalik,
2 for 4.
2 for 4 for 87 yards.
Yep.
With no touchdowns and no interceptions.
So defensively, let's go to the defensive stats in the game. From Mount Carmel area, Maddox Reed was their leading tackler coming in. I had him for 11 tackles today, 5 solo. He also had a tackle for loss for 2 yards. But the big story, of course, the 5 interceptions by 5 different players. We can run them right down. Chase Belichick with 1. Michael Farinato had 5 tackles and that interception. Xavier Diaz with an interception and 3 tackles. Garrett Verano with 3 tackles and an interception. And Jacob Schultz played a whale of a game on defense as he had 8 tackles, also had a pass deflection and an interception. 6 of those tackles were solo for Jacob Schultz. Also Matt Chicatano, of course, the Coastal Carolina-bound product for the Red Tornadoes at that defensive end spot. I had him for 5 tackles, but 2 of those were for losses of, looks like 10 yards. For Southern Colombia on the night, defensively, Dominic Fedorov I had for 8 tackles, 6 of them solo. Loud Murphy with 5 solo tackles in the game. Jake Tuzlowski also with, looks like 4 tackles for the Tigers. And let's see here. Colton Bloom also with 4 tackles, 3 of them solo. And Carter Madden also with 5 tackles on the night, 3 solo. Of course, one of the big plays for them defensively, Loud Murphy recovering that fumble in the end zone to stop that first Mount Carmel drive as it looked like they were going in for a touchdown. Good game between these 2 backyard rivals.
Yes, no doubt. Ended up Mount Carmel pulled away in the 4th quarter. They out-physicaled Southern Columbia, especially on the offensive and defensive lines, as their size ended up prevailing.
And Mike, I think maybe if you want to just touch on this, an outstanding performance by this Mount Carmel defense. They've been doing it all year, but when it really mattered in the second half, they're able to create some turnovers and get crucial stops. I'm coming away from this game completely and utterly impressed by that Mount Carmel defensive unit.
Well, what they can do, they kind of did a nice job playing some pretty decent run defense, but of course Southern got behind in this game, and that forced Wise to try and pass. And one thing that Mount Carmel really possesses on defense, the ability to rush the quarterback, as they can get a lot of heat on with Matt Chicatano and company and some blitzing linebackers, and they've got a ton of speed in the secondary. I mean, all those guys are sprinters back there. Xavier Diaz, the 100-meter dash champion, Garrett Verano, and Michael Farinato were on that 4x1 team that went to the state track meet as well. And Chase Belichick's just a great athlete, obviously the brother of Matt Belichick. So they feel pretty good in the secondary, and they've now forced 15 interceptions on the season. So as I'm looking at this, they've forced 18 turnovers on the year. So they do a good job, ball hawking back there. But a lot of credit also in this game just goes to that offensive line. When they really needed to take over the game, they put it on the shoulders of that offensive line, obviously with a freshman quarterback, their 3rd-string quarterback in there, and the offensive line really got the job done. And again, we knew there was a big size advantage for Mount Carmel coming into this game, and they used it to their advantage to pick up the win and stop that drought against Southern Columbia.
Yeah, they did it. Just quickly touching back on what you said, I think that's a key point, the speed of the Mount Carmel secondary. A lot of those interceptions, Wise had a pocket back there to throw. It seemed like the Southern receivers not able to really make the Mount Carmel secondary flip their hips, put any pressure up the field on them. They're able to sort of play center field back there and pick some balls off. Again, so impressed by that Mount Carmel defense. They really turned the tide here in the second half.
Be interesting to see, though, for the Red Tornadoes moving forward. As I said, that may have clinched them home field for the playoffs. Of course, Troy is still also undefeated. I don't know what their score was tonight, but they have 2 tough games to end the season with Loyal Sock and Canton. Both of those teams, obviously, Loyal Sock won again tonight. They're just once beaten in the season, and Canton was undefeated. So tough sledding for Troy. But remember, Mount Carmel has to move forward now, possibly playing a freshman quarterback for the rest of the season as they're down to their 3rd stringer. We don't know the severity of the injury to Matt Belichick. Hopefully it's not as serious as it looked, but obviously he's carted off with an ambulance. It does look like a serious injury. Marshalik played well, and I've been impressed with this freshman. He looks pretty heady. He was putting out a lot of tape on Twitter in the summer at 7-on-7 camps and things like that, and he does have a pretty live arm, and he looks like he's a pretty heady kid back there, and he showed it on that first pass play as he threw a nice ball for that 42-yard completion. But he is just a freshman. Normally you expect your freshman to be playing JV ball, not starting in the varsity game.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That ball had a it is a lot of pressure on a young freshman. Obviously, you know, a pretty experienced Mount Carmel team here, especially up front, where they have some very high aspirations for where they want to take the rest of this season. It certainly appears relying on a freshman's shoulder at quarterback. For our V99